Hey everyone. All right. Testing out some new music that I made using Suno. This is my Relax playlist. We're going to be working on Jet Racer Zero Book 4. This is the current cover, by the way, if you haven't seen it. I just updated it. It'll take a while for it to like permeate through the system. It's not the final cover. There's another cover also being worked on. And we are selling special covers if you want to check those out right here. I would show you them, but they're on another shelf. But we do have like 2 versions of special covers available. If you want to check that out, of the current version, which is this one right here, which has been the current version since 2011. And I have updated all of the other books. Oh, there we go. I was hitting the wrong button. Too loud, huh? I think it was a little bit too loud. Anyway, I have been updating these, all of the books, and this is the final one. Book 5 will get an update too, but the Book 5 update isn't as important because the book looks... the current books were designed after I built Book 5. Book 5 was like a revolutionary shift in style, and I took that style and I just went, I wanted it in all the other books, so I did 1, 2, and 3 over the last million years. Give me a second. I need to jump into another account here. I'm not on the George Trombley Creates account to see chat or whatnot. All right. Let me let people know that I'm talking to. All right. Anyway, so we are working on this today. Primarily over the last, after finishing book 3, I took a little bit of time out of my schedule from updating the actual books to working on the tools that I use to create the books. I have a whole extensive set of tools that I use to design the inner part of the book. It's not AI, it's George Intelligence. George Intelligence has built these tools, but the improvement of these tools, I have been now recently using ChatGPT, and it's been fantastic. It has been so beautiful to have someone come in and fix these code, like just code that's been busted forever, but it kind of does the job. But then sometimes it has a catastrophic failure, but now it's fixed because I'm like, what is wrong with this? And ChatGPT's like, yeah, just do this and you'll be good. All right, so I'm gonna pop the chat open to make sure I don't miss anything. You guys don't worry about interrupting me. I might not be talking for a while, but because I'll be focusing, but I will every now and then look over and look at what you guys are saying. But yeah, the tools have significantly changed through the update of book 3, and I now have, I'm calling these V10.3 for the tools, but these tools are all of these tools right here that you can see up at the top. Center Station says, I had a kanji moment in the wild. I saw Ten and Kuchi and translated it to Heaven's Opening. Is that what it is? Ten and Kuchi is Heaven's Opening? I don't think I've ever seen 10 plus Kuchi. I've definitely seen 10 Kuchi in my life, just not 10 plus Kuchi. This is the George Trombley channel. We can joke like that. We can have moments, all right? In other news, I learned what the color violet looks like this morning. I thought for sure it was magenta the whole time. Yesterday, I wasn't streaming it, but most of the work I haven't been done is streaming. I rebuilt this graphic, made it simpler, had to pull it from the old book, and then I went ahead and I've been cleaning up these new word sections here. This is probably my favorite new edition, talking about Furansu no Kata, which is good. And I'm kind of right here, basically. And I have a bunch of notes that you guys don't see down here in a system called monday.com. And this is where Konako, my co-author, currently my main co-author, although she doesn't like her name on the book. Why, I don't know. She gives me notes about things we should remove. I had written a note about a conversation where I was like, this is too much for this level. Like, I don't think we need to have Sekio Hazushitorimasu. And she, then she'll go back. Well, then if we're going to remove that, we should remove this. If we're going to remove that, we should remove these as well. I don't know why she would remove Zenbu, but that's, well, actually, no, I take what it says right here. It's in book 3 already. So that's good. And this one is gone because Tadaima was only there because of Tadaima Sekio Hazushitorimasu. But that's it. Oops. And that was a search. I was looking for a specific thing. So right now I'm going through the current notes that she has for the book so that we can release it. This is all there is. There's not a lot. There's significantly less than book 3. This will be the biggest one right here. So I've already finished this. I'm stuck on this. Let me see why I was stuck on this. いろいろ変えましたが、最後のでもいいですかの例文をで引っかかりました。教えてないと思います。Oh, yeah. I suppose I should look up. Yeah, I don't think we've done this. I don't think we've done. Teiform doesn't come until I think lesson 6. If I go back to the book itself, I'm pretty sure. I can't remember if there was a hyphen in that or not. This is what lesson? This is 14? No, this is a different. Hang on, I bet it doesn't have a hyphen. I know we've taught this earlier. There you go. Yeah, there's lesson 8. I changed the font in this book. So now everything that used to have built-in auto spaces between English and Roman lettering or Roman and Japanese lettering doesn't have it anymore. So I got to go back and be adding all these spaces now. But this is like such an improved font on the books. Once I found the right balance of font and furigana for book 5, I just went and made it for all the books. This is the only book that doesn't have it officially in a released version yet. It does in this version, but so we learned it in lesson, it looks like we learned it right here. Might be earlier. Let's see here. Kute form. Oh, that's different. Kute form is not the same. Let me look up the word command, because that would be where I would find it. I mean, maybe it's book 3. Listen. You know, I'm gonna open up book 3 because I have a feeling it could be in Japanese Material book 3. I just opened this the other day, didn't I? There it is. I think it's rare that I'm up this early on a Saturday. Not because I party hard, but normally I'm up super late in my life. So let's look up Teiform here. I don't remember doing it book 3, but maybe we did. Maybe it was book 3, but maybe I don't remember doing Temo ii desu ka. Although we could have done it if I could type this properly. I think it's book lesson 6 maybe. Okay, so we got Teiform here. Okay, good. But do we have Temo ii desu ka? Temo. Totemo is not the same. I'll just put an E right after that and see if we can find it. Nope. Temo. Let me do a space E just in case. I probably would have put a space there. Totemo ii desu. Alright, so it's not in book 3. Let's go ahead and not save that. I'm curious as to why this asks me to save every time. That's a bug I'm gonna get ChatGPT involved here. Let's pop her down here. Let's see. ChatGPT. There's probably something in the code. I suppose I don't mind showing you. In the, like, it knows the tools. The from zero tools, or I should say, when I open a book with the from zero tools and close it without modification, it still asks me to save. Any idea why it would do this? I assume I added something to the code, like that updates something as a variable, like I forget what it's called. There's like a type of variable, not global, but like a permanent one. Can't remember the name. Of those variables, those vars. But it's a bit annoying because I get paranoid. I'm giving a lot of information that I did change something when I did not. I used Gemini for like 2 days, and then I had to come back to ChatGPT because ChatGPT knows me really well. Pretty happy with ChatGPT for helping. While we're doing that, while we're waiting for the answer, while ChatGPT talks to its manager and confers with its staff, I'll look at the code itself and see if I can't go to the variables module and see. No, not variables. I think is it. No, I'm in config right now. It's variables. There's probably something in here. I cannot remember what it's called. It's like, yeah, me and ChatGPT, we got a bond. I mean, I honestly do have a bond with ChatGPT. I'm not intentionally. Like, I just, my brain as a human being has a hard time not turning it into like, I have experiences with ChatGPT. We have memories. I have laughs with ChatGPT. The other day I was like laughing so hard. I thought she was jabbing me. I call her Aichan, so she's a girl to me, but she said something about, like, you know, production George. I'm like, what does that mean? Production George? Are you jabbing me? I thought she was making fun of how my code is like all over the place. It's called like a native. Is it called like a native maybe? Okay, from Dolters is touching. Okay, there it is. Word will ask you to save anything in the document that changes itself, including document variables. Okay, so let's look at those. Let's see if maybe do I not need those. It's pretty awkward, ain't gonna lie. It does know the code. Do I've sent so much of it over there? Okay. Giving your tools my best guess, it's something like project save pause internal. Some tracking a current section macro or do. Okay. Quick way is to open the doc with the macros disabled. Hold shift while opening the document. Oh. This usually suppresses auto macros. Document open, then close it. If the save prompt disappears, the call permit is dead. Okay. Okay, so hold shift while opening. It's book 3 that does that. So let's open up. I mean, book 4 will do it too, absolutely. So let's. Okay, where's book 3? Here we go. I'm gonna hold shift apparently. I didn't know this was a thing, so I've learned so much from working with ChatGPT. Okay. Now we'll close it. Maybe I did it wrong. Interesting. No, not that one. Where'd ChatGPT go? Where'd you go, girl? Where'd you go? Where'd ChatGPT go? All right. Gotta go back to her. Ooh. I held shift and clicked on the file and held shift until it fully opened. I made no changes, then closed. And this came up. All right. Global. That's probably, yeah, I remember that word being thrown around. That was the word I was thinking of. Let's see. What is this? Oh, wait, I still have that. Oh, save. Okay, global. Global's not the word. Global's normal. It's like a permanent variable. I can remember what it is. Oh, okay. Okay. Is it an add-in? Yes, it definitely is. Okay. WinR type, WinWord safe. Ooh. That's interesting. How do I open a file? Okay. I mean, it's definitely the tools. There's nothing. It's 100% the tools. I don't think it's going to be able to open this docm. Yep. Oh, it's the global template. Yes, that's true. Okay. Oops. be in the code to find that. I do have this. This is the thing we recently added, actually. We're not doing anything with it though. So I'm going to get rid of all of this. And by the way, here it is. Lesson 6. That's where we learn it. All right, let's save this. That's where it learned Temo Idesuka. So it can't, that answers my question. It's in 6.1. All right, so let's open up book 4 again. Let's completely close Word down. Oh, interesting. Oh. Okay. Go back to that. We don't need this as well. Close. Oh, shoot. That's going to break another issue. That's going to create another bug because I am calling init events. I'm calling that when I open up the document. The funny thing is this is all new code, so I don't know if this is exactly it. It's going to have an error right off the bat. It's not going to find that function. Yeah. I gotcha. And it's trying to run all these other things that it can't run, so get rid of this. Okay, let's kill this now. Kill this again and we'll reopen. Remember, guys, there are no mistakes, just happy accidents. That's what I feel like sometimes. Where should I be? Maybe up here. All right, let's try opening that again. I don't think that's it. I would be surprised if that's it because it's happening in book 2 as well, and book 2 didn't have that code. Only book 3 and 4 did that particular code. Okay, we shouldn't have any bugs opening it up anymore. Okay, there we go. Yeah. All right. So that being the case, let's open this back up. Let's look up some more with event stuff. Of course, it wouldn't be in the current module. There's nothing in that module. Okay. All right. So no more with events. Doc variables. Well, this definitely. Let's look up doc open, document open. These might be something I added at one point. I do not remember. Nope. Okay, nothing like that. Okay. Custom document properties. That seems familiar. There it is. That's definitely. Why do I need that there? I think this is before I knew how to do global variables. And I think that's what I was doing. I'll let my friend know. I think you found it. I have removed all with events type stuff, and it was still happening. So I looked for and found stuff like this. I think this was my way of making a global variable, since I didn't understand them at one point. Because I don't need to know that coming in. I need to explain that reading custom. Even setting them. Okay, yeah. I'm looking at the thoughts, but I just wait for the final thought. I don't need to see the thought process, but where'd the chat go? Where'd the chat go? Did I teach myself all of this document amending code stuff? Yeah, I did. There was a specific thing I wanted. I mean, I was coding in high school. I won 2 computer programming contests in 11th grade and 12th grade. The first time I won the long programming contest, and where it's like you have months to build a program, and then when you would go to and then at the school up in Yokota where the contest was, you had a 3-hour moment where you had to write your own program like live. I won that as well for my category, which was music and graphics. And then the next year I was in the same category. I won the full, the long project, and I won again the 3-hour project, and I won the entire computer festival. Like, I was the top programmer. So I do know how to program, but I didn't know how to program VBA. And there was, if you look at the document, I'll show you the first tool, the tool that inspired me to do all of this. If we go down to like an example, these right here. So the way I used to make these, maybe we'll keep that one and we'll do a smaller one. Here, we'll do a smaller one. Keep in mind, this book's completely trashed right now because it's in being edited. So let's take this thing here. So when you increase the size, notice that this yellow dot, which adjusts the corner, as I lower and raise it, it compensates and changes the size. So what would happen is, I want to have something that looks like this, but it might look like this, and then you got to manually come in and do this. And so for a while I had guidelines, grid lines. I used grid lines and I wrote guidelines based on those grid lines. And I used to have a manual for how the book got edited. And my wife and another worker at the company named Kanae, I had a whole style sheet, and I'd say, when you do in doing like I would say, I think back in the day it used to be like right here, I would say it's the second box in or the third box in halfway point. Because there's no way to like right click this and format shape and go to the properties. There's no property for the curve of this box. And so it was random, like it might be this, it might be this, and it bothered me that it could be off a little bit, and now it looks more like this when I do it. Okay. So the first thing I did was I wrote this little thing here called round box. That was the first thing I wrote. So I select the lines, and then I do some fancy calculations. When I click round box, it takes a little bit of time because it does some fancy work within the book, but it's calculating the height of the lines, and then it creates the box. And this is a uniform, because programmatically you can set this, but you can't set it via any of the tools in Word. Now, obviously I made a mistake, right? This is not how it's supposed to look. There's supposed to be spaces, right? It's supposed to look more like this. So what I would do, you grab it, but now watch that yellow dot. It moves. Now it's out of compliance. But I have a tool, an overall arching tool that combines all the tools that I wrote for design called setting to default. So when I set to default, if we look at this in the back, here, you'll see everything that's running, everything that gets run makes its little mark in this window here. I can't make the size of this bigger, I apologize. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to hit this set to default, but I have a shortcut for it, which is Control Space, and it's gonna do set to default. Watch the code. Here, we'll delete everything here. Watch it populate. Here we go. Oh, I guess it doesn't write any code for that. My bad. Maybe if I click it here, it does. Yeah. The shortcut doesn't generate that. But see, it starts tracking, set to default. It saves its internal position. It checks, am I in a table? What's the current section I'm in? What's the last bookmark? Am I a structure? What am I? What's the current bullet type? Like, it's trying to figure out what it is, because the set to default could be anything, right? It's not going to always be this graphic, right? And then basically once it figures out what it is, then it does the default thing it needs to do. For example, if I do set default in this box, notice right here, I don't know if you can see it, but there should be a little line above this and a little line below this that indicates it's a bookmark. But let me go up to the first one and do it, because normally you have to start with the first one. If I do Control Space here, it'll set defaults for verb boxes, or for, this is a word box. Here we go. Okay, so it did it, and now it's added the bookmark of W1. So for example, let's say that I had a word down here. This was like, I deleted a bunch of words and this was W6 to start, and I hit Control Space. Now it makes it W2 and it adds the bookmark. If we go ahead and look at the bookmark, it's there. It's word box with this number right here. And actually I should probably fix the way word box works so that it's not this weird long out number. This is an old outdated way of making these numbers. So look, I'll show you that code. I'll go fix it right now, because I've been simplifying how the back end code works for bookmarks, for scalability between books. So if I go to Wordbox is not doing what I want it to do. So I'm gonna find Wordbox where it does it. Just gotta go through. If I just look for a Wordbox underscore, I'll find it. Here it is. See, it's adding padded range here. This is where it's doing it right here. Make word box, right? So it's doing the same thing for verb box and word box, right? And it's putting this next word number. So first I gotta make a new variable. We'll call it dim next number as I'm just gonna I think it's a string. String will probably be okay. It could have been an integer, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure what it returns back. I'll check. Where did that thing go? How far down was it? Right there. Let me double check. Let me put a little note to come back here, and then we'll look at what next word number refers back to. This. Okay, so this comes back as an integer. So I'll have to fix that dimming. That'll come back as an integer instead. All right, so now that we have next number, we're going to assign next number. Right here, if it's a verb box, then next number is equal to. Okay. Now we have next number, and I'll throw next number right here. You'll see what I'm going to do in a second. You'll see. It'll make sense in a second, I promise. When you're programming, though, it doesn't make sense until you work all the numbers, right? There's no variable being sent there, and then now we have next number. So next number is going to be put right here. Now that I have that, now the bookmark name I'm going to change, because the way it was before, it was a padded range based on the position it was in the document, which is like how many characters have come before that point. And it was a way of ensuring that a bookmark wouldn't be non-unique. But I don't need that anymore because I've gotten better at coding all of my work. So now that we have next number, what I'm going to do is I think we're taking current. Do we take cur lesson here? I'm not sure. We're going to just take it right now. We're going to dim cur less as string. I don't think we're taking, and then cur less equals current lesson. All right, that's another program that checks what current lesson we're in. And now instead of doing this padded range, we'll do cur less, and I might want to pad that. Actually, I think that is cur less with one R correctly. Yes. All right. Where were we? Where's our mouse? Okay. Cur less, and then another. Oops. Underscore. Concatenate to next number. All right. So now this should always be unique if we do it right. Okay. Hopefully. And let's see here. I'll have to do this. I'm still debating if I need to pad this left. I think I'm going to have to. All right, here we go. Oops. Come on. This isn't the easiest editor to work with. Okay, now I have to remember how to pad L this thing. I think it's just left. Pad L or left. I'll look for the code that I've done before. I think it's gonna be, I'll match the case. I think it's all uppercase. Or is it pad L? I just don't remember. It's like left this. No. That is not it. It's not left. I think it's pad. I gotta get past all this padded range stuff. Let's see. Let's do pad with a. Oh my god. Okay, I gotta just check. I always forgot how to do it. How do you pad left with a 0 and 2 digits total? BBA. I always forget. Okay, I knew it was right or left. Okay. That doesn't seem right, but we'll try it. We'll try it. Okay, let's go back to our spot. And we'll come back here and we'll add our dim is padded less string. And I probably should make a I should probably make a function that does this because it's going to be important. Oh, actually, I'll just do it up here. Oops. I'll do it in the total thing up here once I get the current lesson. Padded less equals. All right. Now, instead of current lesson, that way it can handle dual. It'll be in order properly inside the list of bookmarks. So now what we'll do is we'll go back up now that that's set, and I'll do my let's look at, I'll show you the before. Right here it says word box 0106982, which is not helpful at all. I don't know exactly where I am just looking at that, but if it's not going to break, we'll do control space and it should reassign that. Okay, it didn't break. Now we look at the new bookmark and it is now padded word box 01. Okay, so current lesson is failing because it shouldn't be 0, it should be 02. Let's just double check that current lesson isn't failing us. I don't think it is. So I'll test it here. Sub test curless. And we'll just we'll put it in a debug print statement. And it'll show up down here. Here we go. Oops. Wait, what? It's not 14. You know what? Let me it's possible I have to recreate this for the new tool. Like, I modified so much of this code. So we'll create a new version of this. Looks like it's using the same code though, because it killed that bookmark. All right, let's test. Let's get rid of this. We'll test this again. All right, now it's gonna work. I think 14 was a problem, but it wasn't showing 2 earlier, so now hopefully that just means I got to go and make sure all of my lesson titles are in compliance. Now if we hit this, let's see here. Now we'll check our. It's still not working, so I think the padded is wrong. Let's go back to the padded lesson. Oh, here it is. I do have a thing, padded lesson. I already have that. That is already a thing that I wrote. All right, I'm just gonna use that instead. How about that? Let's go back to my spot here. And padded lesson will just be so ChatGPT was wrong. That happens. Or I implemented it wrong. So now if I run this and we check. Now it says WordBox 021. Now the next one should be WordBox 022. Okay. And the same thing will happen with verb boxes as well. And you can see we can check this one as well. So now this won't change every time I update it to some random number because I added one character, in the previous book. Now, if I go to the verb box, which there is no currently, I don't know if you can tell, but there is no bookmark on this. Old versions of the book didn't have bookmarks. I added that later as a function. Now this should be verb box 021. So there we go. Good. So that's why we were doing that. I don't remember, but it's a good. Oh, I was showing you the tools, but basically the tools, their whole function is so I can add elements reliably between books. I can use styles that are dedicated to the book. And I know right now there's no bullets that go in here, but even these are determined by what section I'm in. It's always checking the section. These styles are determined by what section I'm in. The titles are all, can be created on the fly without me having to find one that I hand designed. These are navigational tools. I have other administration tools up in here to update the table of contents, and there's a lot of stuff that can only be run from the back code too that I don't have a button for. But even stuff like adding notes, like if you look at, I don't know how, it's kind of tiny, but this is a general to do. This is a change notice. This is a Monday.com references where we have more references there. It means this is in yellow, so go look. This is a relatively new thing that I wrote, so the current notes aren't complying with this, but it just changes the color of the note based on the style of the note of what we're trying to do. So now I'm going to go back to the thing I was doing, which was attempting to fix my saving, always asking for me to save. So we're going to go back up to here. Where was my response where I said you nailed it? my node is. Custom document. Yeah. Well, that's what I was going to do. I was going to do what you just suggested. How many of these do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 20. I can handle that. Let's do the first one. A retrieve variable. Do I use this at all? Nope. So we'll get rid of this. We don't need this. First one gone. All right. All right. This is a big one. Sec type equals. Okay, so search bookmark type is what I got to do. I wish I could open this up in a separate little window. I think I can. Let's see here if we go. Variables. Let's see. Can I open this up? I cannot. Okay, so we'll just make a little section here. Variables to replace document variables. All right, there's one. All right, so that's sec type. Sec type equals search bookmark. All right, that's it. Should be it. We'll find out what breaks. All graphics equals all graphics. Or else all graphics equals all graphics. What the heck? If property exists. Oh, I feel like that one. I don't use this function anymore. Do I use go to last graphic anymore? I want to make sure it works because I put a lot of effort into that. I remember that. That one I need to keep. I can't fix the all graphics one, so we're gonna keep that one because I know exactly why that's exactly what this type of thing is made for. So let's ignore that one. All graphics as well. Okay, here we go. This is the other thing. Same exact thing. That one. Save docvar. Ooh. That I think I do use. Aha! No, I don't need this. Okay. Save docvar. I need that. Position start. Position start, position end. 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's just copy this. Go to the variables here. I just wish I knew. I don't know. I do not know what position start is supposed to be. Hang on, let me go find. Let me go back. Let me put this here so we can get back to it. Oops! Ah, dang it. Put this here. Okay. I need to find out what position start. Let's do position start 5. We can find that again. It's a string. Okay, I think it's just a string. Okay. I mean, if it breaks, we'll find out soon enough if that doesn't work. So public position start as string. We're gonna copy these. Position end and position name. Actually, I think these are supposed to be long. I think these are supposed to be longs. Name. Yeah. think these are longs. I can fix it if it's not. All right, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oops, not 1. 2, 2, 2. Oh no, this is 3, sorry. 3, 3. I didn't know how this worked back in the day. I didn't understand how variables could persist between iterations of a function. There we go. Doc bar position name 2, 4, 5. Okay, get rid of this. So now I'll go back to that and return positions. We'll get rid of all these. What's funny is I don't even need to, this is like an extra roundabout way step to assign these, but all right. Let's find get doc bar again. Let's see if we can find this again. Okay. Save doc bar. Yeah, these definitely have to be long. Let me ask if start. I think this is a long variable. Nice. Okay, perfect. All right. So we'll do position start equals. I shouldn't have to do this. This is dumb. But I'm patching something, you know, so I'm gonna let myself patch it. This is, why am I assigning them all the same thing? You got me. I don't know. Wait a minute. Oh, I see. Pause 2. I see. I have a little bit of logic in here, and I understand what it is now. It's I can save position 1, position 2, position 3. Oops. I'm doing all of this just to avoid a simple irritation of asking me to save every time when I haven't made any changes. But I think it's smarter to clean up the tools. That's why I'm not working on Spanish from 0 right now, because I don't want to do this while I got Hugo on the line with me. All right, so let's go find more position 5s. Okay, there we are. Save place, same thing. I think I can find this. This is the same. Okay, I guess not. It's not the same. That noise. Yuki-chan? I heard some weird noise. It was like some weird noise. Okay. Let's do a search and replace. Get rid of this. And then we'll get rid of this. All right. If I had done that throughout the entire document, I would have ruined my life. No, we got more. Okay. Okay. Ugh. This Oh, this is where it flips things. All right, I'll be careful with this one. Okay, so in this one, our search and replace will be a little bit more complicated. We'll do this will become this. Okay, so now I got too many spaces. I don't care if I have too many spaces. Nah, no, I do care. Okay, now we're gonna remove all quotes. That shouldn't break anything. Oh no, that will break some things. I'll remove manually. I suppose I could have done get rid of double quote P, and that would have fixed it as well. I don't know if this does anything anymore, honestly. Okay. All right. Making progress, cleaning up the code. If this save place thing breaks, oh, we're in trouble. This is important code. I use it all the time. Get doc bar. Oops. Get doc bar. Oh, it was a text. Okay, return position. Same thing. Let's get rid of this. Ultimately, there should be almost no get doc bars in this thing. Okay, select all of these. We'll do our search and replace. Okay. All right. Let's look for some more get doc bars. Okay, that's fine. That's the thing that gets the doc bar. We don't need to remove that. This we can just. This is just a comment that I don't need. Do I not have water in here? I gotta go get my water. All right, so no more get doc bar, but that wasn't the only thing. It's we gotta find more custom document properties, which there's more. All right, here we go. This is search bookmark type. We did define that, right? I think we defined that. Oh no. No, why isn't it there? Variables. Search bookmark type, right? That is the thing we're looking for, right? Yes, okay, so we already have that. All right, let's just look for a search bookmark type everywhere. That's probably going to be the problem. Go back to that. Just okay. If exists, no. If search bookmark type is not equal to this, no. No. If it's, yeah, not equal to that. Actually, I think it needs to be if not, no, what is it? How do you check if it's never been set? I have to ask ChatGPT. How do I check if a variable hasn't been set? Is it, I have to try to remember what it is before I ask. Is it, it's not, What is it? It's not. No, it's Before I ask, I don't want to like abdicate using my brain. It is nothing. I think I remember. Its variable is nothing. Variable is nothing. Right? Oh. Oh. Okay. I'm sorry. All right. Well, that's what I would have done if my string is equal to that. All right. Okay. I thought is nothing could work there. Okay. If search bookmark type is not equal to nothing, then you can set sec type to that. Else set it to this. All right. Perfect. 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 Okay. Let's find more of those. Other thing. If it should only come up in a few spots. Okay. Boy, I did rely on that heavily. I mean, I duplicated this function and made small mods depending on what I needed over the time of making these tools. Oh shoot, hang on. If property exists, if it exists. Okay, so I was right. Then add a custom bookmark to the document. If I don't think this needs to be done anymore, actually. Oh wait, no, is this the thing that actually? No, this is the thing that stores the same section. Okay, this is actually super important. If this doesn't work, actually, this needs to be if BM type is not equal, then assign BM type, and I don't think we need anything else. I think this should be. I'll put a little error here because I've been meaning to know what happens when this doesn't work. Message else. Hang on, yeah. Shoot, I just deleted that. This element doesn't appear to have a searchable type. It needs to be added in same search function. Okay. This needs to have a new line. Okay. And we need to end our if. I think that's something I needed for a million years. Okay. All right, I think we got it. Let's look for more of those custom document properties, and hopefully we got them all. This one we need. This is on save doc var. Oh no, that we need. That's save doc var. I like that in case I ever need to use it, and I am using it. And this is get the doc bar. What? Count? Ooh, count's a dangerous one. Check if custom property exists. Oh, this is to check if custom properties exist. If no, this is different. If Oh, I can't do this. There's no way to execute code. There's no exec function in VBA. So I'll have to. Let me think about this. I'll have to check it in the. I'll have to create a new thing here. So, what was it? What was it? What's it looking for? Pause exists as Boolean. So I'll ask. So it's asking position start pause num. So if position start 1 is less than 1, how about that? Then, or I mean, I guess that's if it's equal to 0. If it's equal to 0, then, no, sorry, if it's greater than 0, then pause, wait, I typed that wrong. Then a pause exists equals true. And if, and then this shows, let me, I mean, this is dumb. Wait, this is dumb. This is so dumb. This code is dumb. The position will always exist. This is so dumb. Wait. Oh, no. No, I get it. I see what I'm doing. Okay. I get it. Hang on. I get what's happening. This probably could be done programmatically, but I'm not good enough at programming to know how to do it. I'm pretty guerrilla. Like I'll hand code anything I need to get it to work. I don't even know if I need these 5 positions. This might have been like my original concept. But just in case. So now I'll say if pause exists, then do this. We don't need this. And we don't need if there's more. I mean, this is definitely, that's the stupidest thing. It's going to always do that. If pause exists, let me keep that in for a second. If 1 equals 1 for right now, just like keep the code. I think it's this one right here. I don't need. Okay. I just like had to find out where that ended. If pause exists, this is on the return, right? Yeah, it goes to that position. That makes sense. It focuses it back on that position. And then it gets the lesson control. Okay. Good. What else? Property exists. That's fine. All graphics we already discussed I need just in case. Yep. I was just using it for that thing. So that being said, I'm gonna double check that I'm not calling the all graphics thing. I don't think I am. I think that's like I have to like. I don't know if that code even worked. Like there's a lot of remnant code that all graph index all graphics graphic edit menu index all graphics was a thing. That I don't think I've ever run it. All right, I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm gonna hit save. We're gonna check if that fixed it. If that weirdly enough, I don't think that's it because I'm not calling the section code, which was calling that active saving to the document thing. All right, I don't think that was it. Could have been. It's the only thing I can think of right now that it would have been. Let me look at what code runs in the beginning of this. It's probably in there. I think it's that. It's got to be something I've been running for a while. Shortcuts. That's called for sure. Spell shortcuts wrong. Set macro. Okay, so here's the start stuff. We set all variables. We set macro shortcuts. So let's do this. Let's get rid of this for a moment. And then we can start ruling it out. Okay. Put it up again. I gotta go get my water, guys. We already know it's my code somewhere. Okay. That sets it. So let's see which one it is. I think it's the set all variables one, honestly. I was gonna lie to you all, but I'm pretty sure, honestly, it's the set all variables. Okay, it's probably this one. So we'll open that one first. And actually, no, I shouldn't do that. Never mind. Okay. Oh, for the computer contest, the code, it was lame. It was a programming code called Logo. But I took it to levels that weren't, I know no one else was doing the levels. I got published in a college magazine for my code. So in the graphic category, the music and the graphic category, there's two things that I did that no other student had done. So first of all, I mapped out the major scale of all the music notes, right? So I had like every note had its sub function, a function. So it was like, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, right? All of the notes, and they had modifiers to make them sharp or to make them flat, and they had tone duration variables set, and then the tone, when I would write the song, I had a magazine that had the notes of the song, and I would transcribe each note. So it would say like C sharp, quarter note, A flat, full note, or half note. And I would just type it like that, right? And then the duration was a separate variable, and I would call it BPM, right? And so I would make a variable at the top of the song called BPM, and then I would put BPM for each of the notes. So it would just send that BPM to every note, whatever I set. And there was a BPM listed in the magazine, and I would put the BPM in, and I had to figure out some equation that made the CPU play the song as is with what. So what if I put in 132 BPM? I wanted it to match the CD. So I had the CD and I would hit play. I'd run into the other room and I would play it. And if I was off, it was okay, as long as it was off at the exact same time. Like maybe I missed the start of the song. You know what I mean? Like it goes do 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 do. Maybe I'm going do 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 do, and I was off like it, but I could tell it was at least in sync, and the song wouldn't get faster or get behind, right? I could check, or the code wouldn't get ahead or behind. So that's how I worked out the equation, and I figured out how to translate BPMs into my note durations, right? It's funny because when I have that program somewhere on my PC, I got my teacher to send me a copy of it like 15 years later, and when you play it on a modern PC, the CPU is faster. So all of my equations were wrong. Like that equation only worked for whatever chip we were all using on those PCs, right? So it was pure luck that it worked because they were all using like it was like Department of Defense standard computer, whatever they were using, right? So that's one thing I got. I think I can't remember if that was what I got the article for, but that was pretty ingenious, I thought, because then I could just make any song I wanted. This is before computers made music at all, right? It didn't make music back then. And then the other thing I did was the computers at the time that we were using, I think they only had 16 colors. Like it had a black screen and like these 16 highlight like colors. And I wrote a program that I could put 2 colors in and it would blend them. And it would just go pixel by pixel on the screen, and it would do like dot 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 dot. And I'm literally how you make colors. I didn't know that, but I somehow invented that. I'm not trying to say I'm a genius. I'm just saying I'm pretty proud of myself that I figured that out at age 16, that I could put like a red dot and then a white dot and then a red dot and a white dot and just continue that across the whole shape would make a pink, for example, or a color that wasn't in the spectrum. And I made that. But the I don't remember which year was which, but either the first or the second year. I won both years, so it doesn't matter. But one was Sukiyaki. So it was like a little bird on a tree, and I had the lyrics on the screen timed with the song. So it was like and the bird was a shape, and you just had the shape, every shape, but like, so it would be like literally like beak 1, note, note C, full, and I would just map out the song, and then the bird would do all the motions, and then when he starts saying like it's spring, it would be a spring with flowers, and then when it transitioned to fall, there'd be leaves falling, and then when it transitioned to winter, there'd be snow falling. Right? So I had every season covered in that song, and then another year I did another song called Toiki, I think, by Kudo Shizuka. And another thing I did, and this was a huge life lesson for me, was I broke the rule that my teacher told me completely. I ignored it. I fought it. He said, you have to document every single procedure. I'm not a documenter at that time, at least. I document way more now. So I didn't have any comments inside I didn't have comments inside of my procedures because I named everything so easily that you could tell what it was doing. I named variables what they're doing, right? And so I didn't feel like I needed it. But because he kept saying I needed to document it, I wrote a program that showed you the program while documenting it. And it explained, here I did this, here I did this. And so anyone that was a judge wanted to see how I wrote the program, they could watch my tutorial on how I wrote the program within the program in tutorial mode. So there, that's the programming I did. But it was Logo, which is this stupid programming language, very limited, where like you move a turtle on the screen to draw, right? Front, forward, backward, left, right. You know what I mean? You can repeat a certain thing. And I did that, and I could do tones and whatnot. But I took it to that higher level, and I got my teacher submitted my work to why Georgia. I don't know, it was like Georgia or some like southern states college. Maybe that's where he went to college, right? And it got published in the I have it somewhere in my email, but it got published in the magazine, and they sent me a letter back, and it said, please tell me what grade you teach. They thought I was the teacher. That's how, like, my code was that impressive to them, I guess. But this is like super early on in computing. There was not, I mean, computers were like, I was coding BASIC at home from a magazine. I was like 10, 20, 30, 40. Like, you had to, like, each line had to be numbered. I mean, this is like a super lame era. But at the time, it was the best you could do, I guess. For like a kid in his house, right? Says that's so useful. I'm a paralegal and I have to do document amending, and I have to do it all manually. Oh, yeah. If you learn about VBA, your life will change. The books that we do now cannot exist. There's no way I could manually do this level of, I guess I closed it. Oh yeah, I was going to determine if that was but it's a rabbit hole, but you will be the leader of the group. Okay, so it's that one. I've determined that's the one. But the design of the book is so intricate now that there's no way it's the shortcut. It's got to be the shortcuts. Oh no, it's not the shortcuts. It's the variables. Okay. Well, let's determine. You know what? Let's double determine. Let's not set all variables, but I'm betting that's it. And we'll make sure that the shortcuts, like, it's possible that both of them do it. You got to rule that out. I don't think so though, because those setting the shortcuts is just per instance. I'm right back. I'm gonna go get my water. Ah! All right. Okay. Where were we? We're gonna test. I lied to you guys, by the way. I didn't just get water. I also went to the bathroom. I apologize for the lying. Here we go. Ah! It is both. My theory was correct. That might be a problem. Because I don't know if I can... If that's the case, I mean, gosh. Ooh, what's this called from? I don't think I use that anymore. Oops, my bad. I was trying to find called from. Making sure called from is not something that does something weird. No, that's a normal public thing. Okay, Okay. So let's determine, this is a shorter one to look at. Customization context equals key. Maybe this is it. So I'm gonna actually have ChatGPT help me on this one. Just say anything in here. It seems like there's something in here that does it. Will be what I say. Okay. It seems like this is one of the culprits. What can I change to make it not ask to save? Hey, Yuki-chan. My cat's here. I don't think I'm gonna be able to grab her. I'd like to show you, but she's super skittish. Hey. She doesn't mind me if I pet her with my feet, but the minute I get off my chair, she won't let me. Hang on. I'm gonna try to grab her with my feet without crushing her. Oh, I got her. I'm nailing it. Yay. Yuki-chan. This is Yuki-chan making a rare appearance downstairs, because when my wife's in Japan, I let her come downstairs. She normally only gets to stay upstairs, but she doesn't like being held at all. She doesn't purr. She hates this. Such a baby. She's okay kind of like this for a little bit, but she generally does not like being held. She doesn't mind butt pats, aggressive butt pats, but not when she's being held. She literally hates this. He's just a little fluffy puppy. She's my little fluffy puppy. Okay, I'll let you go. Okay. She's not allowed downstairs normally, but when she'll start being like really sad when my wife's not here, so. Okay. Put shortcuts in a template, not in each book. I don't know, girl. You know what I'll do? The solution is to not run. It's only to run it every now and then. Okay, so if I'm understanding you, another solution would be, oops, I'm sorry, I wasn't showing you my screen, would be to not constantly call the shortcut function, since it only needs to be run once and unless changes are made. It only needs to be run once, so it only needs to be run, so the changes are made. Other than that, the bookmarks will be remembered on the next opening. Correct. One problem at a time. Key idea that I just came up with. Thank you. You do not need to call set. Yes. Yeah. I thought you had to. I got it. I don't need to read anymore. Okay. So I don't change this all the time, so that's perfect. So we'll just set macro shortcuts, and we will not call this. Now I got to find out why this. I'm going to test this though. I'm going to test this by closing this and making sure my shortcuts work. Capito asked this like 12 minutes ago. Can I ask something real quick? Yes. I'm 22, big fan of your work, learned Japanese, English, German. I'm Turkish. I love what you do, and I don't want to work for anyone else just like you do. Oh man, that's the dream, isn't it? That is the dream. I also grew up programming BASIC, says Jenny. Wait, was there a question in what Capito wrote? I'm waiting. Maybe there's something after that. Nope, there's nothing. If you want to ask, how did I do it? You're 22. Okay. The true answer is I have no fucking idea what you're gonna do. I have no idea because the world is different. Now, that being said, when I was a kid, the world was also so different that I bet my dad couldn't tell me what to do. But I think the thing that is consistent in what people need to do, and this is gonna sound boomer, and I'm not a boomer. I think I'm a millennial, or my Alexa, what is the generation of someone born in 1972? A Gen X?
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Oh my God. Do I have to? This is a totally unrelated question, but hang on. Oh, hang on. Give me a second. Can you hear me?
Absolutely. Totally unrelated is no problem at all.
Okay.
Feel free to throw any
right.
random question my way, whether it's about engineering.
Okay. The question is this. I was born in 72. What generation does that make me? Is it millennium? No, it's Gen X, isn't it?
Yep, you got it. That's definitely Gen X territory. Folks born in the early 70s fall right into the Generation X range.
In the early 70s? Okay. But anyway, my main point. I'm not a boomer, but I'm gonna say something that sounds boomer. The way that you're going to succeed, no matter how the world changes, in my opinion, no matter how the world changes, the things that make money, they follow a couple standard rules. Okay. One, they need to be relatively unique. It can't be a commodity type thing. Well, you can make money with commodities, but generically speaking, it needs to be something you can make and then sell it and repeat that. It needs to be able to sell over and over again. But the thing that you make needs to be unique. And to get to that means you have to put a ton of effort into it over years. That's my experience, at least, right? Because if it's easy to make, someone will immediately just make it. And that's why I don't know what's going to happen, because with AI, everything I'm doing right now, I could probably write another textbook with AI and it would be pretty good. If I didn't want to use my own brain, and I was vehemently opposed to letting AI be my creative, take over my creative functions, I could do that. And that's a fear of mine, that someone will just create a textbook series that's good enough and great graphics because it's all AI. Like the new graphics on our books are all still human made. We spend months doing meetings on just yesterday I had a meeting, or 2 days ago, I had a meeting on Spanish from Zero Cover. And we're like, change this here, change that. Can we make her more, keep the flamenco dress, but make her more, you know what I mean? It's humans, and it takes forever. But in the modern world, I don't know. The thing that's going to take a lot of hard work, what is it? I don't know. But it can't be anybody hits a button and it gets done, or that, unless you're the one that created that tool itself, you won't make money. So the long and short answer is, success to me is me late at night on the computer making something. That's it. One time I went to this was back in 2005, I think. In 2005, I went to Anime Expo for our first Anime Expo. First time I'd ever had a booth at a convention. And I came back with $40,000. And I took the $40,000 and I called my daughters in, who were 4 and 8 or something like that. They were pretty young. And I sat them down and I dumped all the money out on the carpet. And I said, how do you think we got this money? I was being very serious. How do you think, why was I able to earn this money? And my oldest daughter, Mari, really smart. She knows we have Japanese textbooks. And she's like, because you speak Japanese? And I'm like, no. Arisa had no clue. She's too young. It's not because I speak Japanese. It's because I know computers. That's it. It's because I work on computers all the time. everything, even then, even before I had even one tool for the books, I had wrote all the websites. I had done all the coding for the websites. Every sound that was on the website back in the day was my wife recorded it in these long streams, and I one by one cut them. There wasn't tools to do it. There wasn't tools that could automate that process. I had to go find the sound, set the start, set the beginning, maximize it, do a cut of the sounds and the what do they call them, like the notches or the knocks, ticks, I don't know. You had to get rid of all of that. And one by one, I made thousands of sounds, right? And then I had to find a way to put them in the website, right? So I built a program that named them based on the location in the lesson. So for example, it would be like, if this is a conversation in course 2, lesson 4, it would be 2 Kaiwa 4 hyphen the number that it is within the conversation, right? Conversation number plus position number. And that way the program, I would attach that to that. The naming convention was more like me trying to figure out, like, just like I did right now. When I look at the bookmark in the book, I want to know, when I look at the bookmark, do I know where the bookmark is? I do now. But when it was verbbox _ 89244329, it didn't give me any coordinates of where it is. But now if it's verbbox 024, I know it's the 4th verb in the verb usage section of lesson 2. I know that. And because the book is only one book, I know it's in that book, right? I don't have to put the course number. I just put the lesson number. So, but anyway, I didn't just build a website, right? I didn't just like go into front page, which was the thing back in the day, and type it up and have this static website. No, I coded a website, and you could search for things. And I had all of this code to generate the lessons. And even though I don't program the website anymore, everything that they do on the website now, it was built off of that original concept, right? So we wrote a guide, a document, me and Justin. I had built YesJapan.com, Yes Japan Corporation. Me and my wife built that, mostly alone. And my wife was mostly just like the Japanese side of me, like, hey, how do we write this grammar? Or she'll write like a reading comprehension. Without her, the books don't have the content, right? But the website's me, right? So I had built videos, the YouTube channel, the websites, because even at that time I had other businesses that I was building. Japan Files was selling music. I built an MP3 website before iTunes existed. I built a video sales website. There wasn't even video streaming yet. There wasn't YouTube yet. But you see what I'm saying? It's me late at night building something. Whether I was building something good or not, I didn't know. And I could look back and go, oh my God, I messed up. I could have been YouTube, but I just made a site for my own videos, right? I didn't think about the wider scope. And then I built Japan Files, and I was only selling Japanese music that I had licensed. What if I had opened that up to all the bands in the world and let them upload their music to my website and then scaled the website? I could have been iTunes or CD Baby, or some other cool entity that made way more money than I was at the time, It doesn't matter because I made enough money, right? So the reason I had any money at all was then the website was what was making all the money. It wasn't the books. The books sold like $200 a month, right? They were just these little shabby books that no one cared about. But the website, people were paying for access to it. And everything that's in the website on the new, it's way more advanced. The current website FromZero.com is something I could have never done. I had maxed out what I was doing in Yes Japan, okay? And I realized that. And so one of my friends, Justin, who's co-owner of the other company, From Zero, there's 2 companies, Yes Japan and From Zero, okay? And Yes Japan is me and my wife. From Zero is me and Justin and my wife, okay? We added Justin in. And I knew I needed to expand, but I knew I had maxed out my capability, right? So I called Justin to have a meeting. Originally, the meeting was going to be about characters that we had made for t-shirts. We had a t-shirt company at one point. I was going to conventions and selling t-shirts. That was what I did at Anime Expo, was sell our books and t-shirts. Me and Justin went together. And I got him together because we had broken that company up and he moved to Taiwan. And then he came back and I was like, we have all of these cool characters from the t-shirts. We should do something with the IP. We should come back together, reformulate, and build something. But then on the way over, I thought, what am I doing? The real money is in the language learning. It's always made money. It's the number one thing that makes me money. And I had I realized that the efforts that I put into the language was like this much effort and I got this much back. Whereas the music side and the other stuff was this much effort to get that much profit. So the language was way more profitable, right? So I thought I should expand other languages, but I can't do it alone. So when I got to the restaurant, I said to Justin, I said, hey, do you want a percentage of zero? Do you want to own part of a company that has zero revenue? He says, what do you mean? I said, well, I built Yes Japan as far as I can make it. This is the revenue. And I think we can take all of the programming that I built for yesjapan.com, build a separate website using all of that technology that I wrote already, and we'll call it something else. It became FromZero.com, and we'll put other languages on there. So right now, if you go to FromZero.com, Korean is up there now. Korean from Zero.com was another website that I wrote. I took that code base and rewrote it for Korean from Zero.com, and then Korean from Zero.com, what I learned there and what I learned on Japanese from Zero.com became the document that they used to create From Zero. And then we spent a couple years just getting it up to that level. And then they started surpassing it with really cool things that I never wrote and much more solid code. So like, it's still though, all starts with, if you're building something, it starts with you all by yourself building something that nobody fucking believes, that I was teaching Japanese to this man that was far richer than me, had a house and everything. I was like still living in an apartment. And I remember telling him the idea to teach Japanese on the internet. And I was, keep in mind, me and my wife hadn't even written the books yet, right? They were in the process of being written, but we didn't even think they were a book yet. They were just lessons, right? This is how early it was. And I said, I think I could teach Japanese online. And by the way, this is the man who I got on his computer and I used a mouse for the first time. That's how new I was to this. I didn't know anything. I used a mouse for the first time. Up until then, I was using WordPerfect with keyboard strokes. I didn't know what a mouse. I had to figure out how a mouse worked. And he said, "Who's gonna learn internet? Who's gonna learn Japanese on the internet? It's a dumb idea." And it hit me. I was like, "Oh my god, maybe it's a dumb idea," right? And so he didn't believe me. This man that was paying me money to teach him Japanese. And so you're going to get that. Like, your idea is going to be dumb in most people's eyes. And your idea is going to make you feel delusional when everyone calls you out on your dumb idea. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to succeed, you need to be delusional about your idea to a point. There are some, like, if you say to me, I'm going to go build a factory on the moon, you're delusional. You actually are delusional. But if you say to me, I'm going to build a line of clothing that incorporates real rocks in the design from the moon, or that are similar to the rocks on the moon, whatever, and it'll be called moon rock clothing. That's delusional, but possibly able to be done, because you can take your designs, you can learn how to cut, you can learn how to sew, you can make your own versions of it. You can go test what type of rocks work right in the clothing design, and don't mess up your laundry machine, and you can come up with a cool logo. You could do all of that. That's all doable. Do I think it's a good idea? No, it's a stupid idea. And even me, who knows the value of being delusional, might tell you it's a stupid idea. Because there's people that'll talk to me and I find myself doing that. I find myself saying, why would you do that? It's dumb. When, like, on the other side of the hat, I tell people you got to be delusional. And here I am being like the man telling you it's a bad idea, right? But bad ideas sometimes turn into great ideas. And I'll tell you a secret. Another thing that I truly believe is, it doesn't matter what you start. You just have to start. It doesn't matter if your first 4 ideas are bad. As a matter of fact, I don't think you get to the money making idea unless you work through what doesn't work. And the key example is anecdotal. My first business on yesjapan.com, which was the website that we ran for 20 years before we moved it to From Zero. Yesjapan.com was where we taught Japanese. The first thing I was selling, if you go to the Wayback Machine, let's go to the Wayback Machine. Let's look at the history of my bad websites, okay? And you need to know I've made millions of dollars teaching Japanese. Millions. Some people ask me sometimes, oh, do you actually make money on this? It's like, yeah, millions of dollars. I have multiple properties now. So I make money, other streams of property, of money now. Not just Japanese, but I built it from the Japanese side. All right. Let's go here. Okay. So we're going to go to, sometimes it's hard to find because I think I have to go to, I don't think yesjapan.com was the original domain at one point. So let's go back. Let's go to the very first website. Let's see if it shows up here. 1998. We're talking 27 years ago. Let's see what the first website looks like. All right, that doesn't work. Someone wants to load somewhere else. Here we go. One of the first websites right here. You looking at it? All right, here we go. Japanese language. How can I get rid of this? Get rid of this. Okay. Japanese language services, Trombley Takenaka International, service mark. Okay. Excuse these things. These are broken because it's not in the archive properly. This first version of the website, by the way, was 100% HTML encoded. Okay, move to JapaneseLessons.com. Okay, so at one point I changed the name to JapaneseLessons.com, which I owned, which I don't own anymore. Okay, and this is my website. This is not the first website though, weirdly enough. I think we need to go a little bit further back to get to that. Hang on. TGIJapanese.com. We need to go. That was the first website. We were on Yes Japan, right? I'm gonna try to find the one. I think it might have been Japanese Classes by TT. I don't remember the exact name anymore. Give me a second. 1997. Here we go. Oh, here we go. There it is, guys, in all of its glory. Okay. My first logo this is literally how clean it was. And I remember this took hours to print. Okay. I made this GIF. Okay. Japanese menu design was one of my main things I thought I was going to make money doing, okay? Because I had already designed a Japanese menu for the Rosewood Grill in Las Vegas. I'm sorry that the graphics are like, keep in mind, back in the day, it was like this. It looked like, the resolution was like that, so. All right. Japanese menus by TTI. Here's the Japanese Classes website, the very first one.
Classes by TTI.
ようこそ TTI の日本語教室へ。
Hang on, I gotta stop the music. We gotta reload that. We gotta hear that again. Hang on, let's go back. You gotta hear me and my wife's voice. Hang on.
Welcome to Japanese Classes by TTI.
ようこそ TTI の日本語教室へ。
Tell me that ain't the coolest website you've ever seen. All right, let's look at the features of the website. Actually, it wasn't a website, it was classes. Easy to understand lessons. Our Japanese classes are taught with an original curriculum. It was. What are the class goals? General conversation, learning hiragana, 500 common Japanese words, count 0 to 1 million. Hey. All right, what's included? Well, you get these flashcards that I designed and printed and then put lamination on it. You got my hiragana flashcards that I also designed back in the day. You get my stroke order charts. How about tuition? All right, new classes start July. $70. Wait, okay, $310 for 16 weeks. So it's $77.50 a month for 4 classes. There's the total tuition plan. Map to class, which I spent a lot of time building this map. I used to live when I was a kid, like way over here. And my dad's office was here. That's where it was, inside my dad's office. Oh, we got pictures. Hang on. Hey, a normal day in Tokyo. It is Asakusa. There it is. I just went to this the other day again. I thought I had never been there. I guess I have been there. These are pictures I took, by the way. There wasn't pictures on the internet you could just grab and steal as much as there is now. So, there you have it. What is this? Anyway, I'll show you the first website I built for money. Menze.com, which I should have kept that domain because that would have been insane. Menze.com means tax-free. And there was a store in Las Vegas that I used to bring as a tour guide Japanese tourists to. Can we get this? Maybe I got to go start again at the top here. Maybe Menze.com never got indexed now that I think about it. Here we go, 2001. I think I did this for $300. I hope it's in there. I think it was earlier than 2001 though. Oh no, that's me, Miba Data right there. That's the first programming language I learned. This must have been way after the fact. I don't know if they got earlier than that. I'm pretty sure the first version of the website wasn't Miba Data. Yeah. I can't show it to you, unfortunately. None of these are me. Anything from 2010 isn't going to be me. Let's see what was there in 2010, though. Nothing? I guess I'm getting sidetracked a little bit. Curious to what it ended up looking like at one point. Well, there's nothing. Anyway, long story short, you have to have an idea that's relatively unique, and then you have to build it, and then it has to be able to be sold over and over again and reproducible. So Japanese from Zero was able to be resold over, whether it's a subscription to the website or a book, or a class that I was teaching at the time. And Japan Files was selling the same MP3 over and over again, or we made like 25 CDs in that period of time. Morning Musume, like some big labels even we signed contracts with eventually. And we had to be able to sell those, right? You had to print 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 and resell until they were, so you have to be able to resell it over and over again. And then the idea itself can be reproducible, right? So Japanese from Zero as an idea became Korean from Zero. And now it's going to be Spanish from Zero. All right. And at one point we were working on German from Zero. So that's how you do it. But just because you did all that doesn't mean it will work. Sometimes you can do everything and it doesn't work. That's why there are not, if you look at the raw numbers, most people aren't building their own thing. They work for someone else because there's no guarantee that the work you're doing will make you even $1. You might lose money building the thing that you build. There was no guarantee when I was writing Japanese from Zero that it would become a book series. I stumbled into that. I think when I was saying earlier that you have to start with something no matter what, it's because the better idea comes up. That's what I was trying to show you when I went to the website. It's that I was thinking it was menus. And then I thought, oh, I'll teach Japanese and I'll make a franchise where I'll create franchises in Texas and New York and California, and I'll have little classrooms, and I'll get teachers to purchase a franchise, and we'll provide materials for them. And then we were building the lessons for the classroom that would have been for the franchise. And I didn't like that I had to always have these binders. So we started like making we would start hand binding them, like getting them printed on copy machines, hand bind them. And then I didn't want to keep hand binding them. So at the time I had already hired Justin. Justin was working for me, the guy that owns part of From Zero. I said, hey, can you find a way? I'd already tried once to do perfect printing, which is the current, like this style, right? This perfect bind. And I did it through my father's cousin, and they fell apart. Like the book would fall apart when you opened it too much. They were really bad. So and the sizes weren't like cut properly. Like sometimes they were a little bit longer, sometimes they were a little bit shorter. It was all like too manual. So that was a failure. So I said, Justin, can you find another place to do it? And he found a place called Create Space, which eventually was bought by Amazon and became Kindle Publishing. But Create Space is where I went to put the book. And I guess I didn't read all the details, but that put me on Amazon. And then I started seeing more money come in than I had seen before, because we were selling directly off of our website at the time. But then I saw the power of a bigger website with distribution. I stumbled into the books. It wasn't like I knew what I was doing. I didn't know the books were going to be the big thing. And the website, I didn't know that was going to be a big thing, you know? And you know what made the books go crazy? Also accidental. What really sold the books was the video series, Japanese from Zero video series that you all have probably watched that are watching me now, the 11 of you that are here. That was also accidental. There was a guy in Australia and he was using our books. He was a Japanese teacher and he said, "Oh, I love the George and Keiko show. I watch it. I put the videos on for the students." And I go, "Oh, wait a minute, you do?" I said, "Well, what age range are they?" He said, "They're like 12 and 13. It's an all-girl Christian school." And you should have seen my face, because I was like, "Oh no. You should never let them watch those videos unless you vet the video first." Because sometimes I will randomly talk about penises. It's happened. There's a video on Japanese Yakuza, and I start talking about penises. There's a specific reason why I'm talking about penises, but it's not safe for school. And he was like, "What?" And he was shocked. I thought he was just going to be, "Oh yeah, I'll watch them first." But he was like, he was shocked. He was scared. I said, "You know what? Don't worry about it. I'll make a series that you guys can watch in school." That's why if you watch the very first Japanese from Zero video series, I say, wherever you're learning Japanese, whether you're in a school in Australia, I was talking to them. I made it for them. And then books, just the sales went hyperbolic, like insane. That's what did it. Videos, not the book quality. All of the things coming together, the years of writing, the years of teaching and refining the book to make it a good book, to make it a good lesson. You know, the day that I threw all the lessons across the room because they didn't understand the way I taught it. You know, the frustration of trying to teach Doko word group and Dore word group together was insane. I was just like, what's wrong with these people? And then I realized it's me. And then I split the lesson up. You know, I split the lesson up and I tried to teach in a different order. And then I realized, oh, order is important. And that's why the orders are really good with these books, because I pay attention to that. I was like, well, if you teach this concept too close to this concept, they confuse them. But if you get a little bit of separation, it's better. Also, if you don't tell them everything about a grammar when you first teach them like the basic, the low, like introduce a grammar and then ramp it up next book. Give them more with like, you don't just teach te verbs, a te form, and then show them everything you can do with te. We teach te in book 3, in the first half of book 3, and then you learn more about it in the first half of book 4, and then more about it in the second half of book 4. You can't do it all at once, or your brain just can't accept it. Oh, here's a tool. You can do a billion things with it. No, here's a tool. This is what you do with it. Oh, it's a command form. Nice. Oh, here's a tool. Remember that tool you learned before? Watch this. There's another attachment. You can do this with it. That's why these books sell well. It's good books, but also the videos. Also, another thing that completely changed the book series was when I made the decision to change the cover characters. That was also accidental, not planned. So part of being successful is noticing noticing. This is why I always think opportunity knocks all the time, right? But it knocks like this. It's so quiet. It's not like, hey man, if you do this, it's gonna be. It's like, oh, you know, dude, those anime covers are ugly. Do they know how ugly those anime covers are? At Anime Expo, by the way, it was the first time I heard that my book covers were ugly. These were the book covers that I drew, that I made, right? I put in Corel Draw. I made these characters, okay? I made Mount Fuji. I didn't make, that's like clip art. I think Mount Fuji might be clip art too. But I made these books. These are the first mass-produced versions of the books, right? And I took them to Anime Expo, like for my 3rd year, I think. And I had this big banner made with all, like, it was like Japanese from Zero, the books, right? And I was just sitting there innocently. Hang on. I'm sitting there innocently. And the person next to the booth goes, "Oh my God, those are just so ugly. Like, do they even know?" I'm like, "Oh, they might know. It's me." And it just hit me hard, but I didn't get angry. I realized they're right. This isn't what anime looks like. But I was doing Japan files, and I heard opportunity knocking. You know, it's like, hey, we could get Nitro Plus to do them. So the characters that are on these books is drawn by an animation company called Nitro Plus. It was the most money I ever invested in my product at that point, $7,000 for all these characters. And these characters have been on the book since 2007. And now we have this character, which we're going to transition to eventually, but now they're on the special covers, not to do a sale, but they're available right now, only for a limited time at shopfromzero.com. Okay. Anyway, this is the new cover of the special set. But this is not opportunity knocks really quietly. Do you notice it? Do you take advantage of it? Every step of the way, my mistakes became the thing that improved what I did. And early on, I got a letter from someone who had bought one of my handmade books. It was like, "You call this educational material? This sucks." And he laid out why it sucks. And you know what? I took all of his advice and fixed it. I didn't get angry. I was angry, but I didn't get angry and not do anything. I didn't get in a depressive mode. I fixed it. Me alone on my computer, fixing it. And when problems came up, what did I do? I worked around them. Like, you know, when we used to print the books before, you would take from the Word document and you would go to the PDF, and depending on the settings of the computer, which I didn't understand, the Japanese would disappear in the PDF, or it would get garbled in the PDF. So eventually I found what settings worked, but I couldn't reproduce it somehow. So we had one computer in the office. I had one computer that was the only computer that you could make PDFs with, because I could not figure out how to get Acrobat to be consistent with the fonts. I don't know what it was. Okay. And if you opened up the Word document on any other computer, it would break. It would be all messed up. All of the formatting that you did was broken. That's why all these tools exist, right? That's why over the years, I've learned so much how Word works. Now you open this document on any Word computer, on any computer, and it will be flawless. It will look most of the time. If you don't have the fonts, it's a problem. There's other reasons why it can break, but I'm aware of them now, so I can fix them. But that's the point. Over time, every little bump in the road became gold in my hand because I took and I fixed it, right? That's why when someone says to me, "I'm going to write a textbook," I go, "Good luck. Good luck. You don't even know what's involved. You have no idea. It's not just having a good lesson. It's design. It's everything. It's marketing. It's so, like, if I knew it was going to be this much work, I probably wouldn't have done it. It's insane, the amount of work. It took me, just because I'm lazy and don't do everything every day, it took me 7 years to revise from starting to getting the new version of book 3 out. 7 years of not doing it and doing it and not doing it and doing it. Anyway, I've talked long enough on that. Look at the chat here. Got a little bit in the motivational mode here. Okay. You like the plant slights. Thank you. I like them too. Even that, like, come on, man. I put that together. That's me at night putting lights on there to make the set look better. Like, even like the evolution of my set is me spending tons of money, time, learning, light positioning, right? I don't even still think it's perfect, but it's the best it's ever been, right? Little by little, you iterate on the things that you're building. What's up with those old hose drinkers? I don't know what that means. Matt's dude says you have the classic American entrepreneurial spirit, and I love it. Wish we would have that more here in Germany. But I do my best to also make it. My stupid idea is to be a great stock trader. Hey, I have made hundreds of thousands of dollars in stocks. I stock trade every day. I look at my stock portfolio. And I don't know a lot about stocks, but I learned over time. I learned what ETFs are. I know how options work, but I've never done them. I don't do options and stuff like that. I don't do puts and options and what like that. I'm too scared. But this house that I'm in right now, I own it because of all the money I made during Corona when I started putting money in when everything crashed. And the only thing I had in my head forever was when the stock market crashes, I'm going to invest more. I'm going to put everything I can into it. And I did. I was doing margins. I was like borrowing as much money as I could in the month. And then I would buy the stock. And then my whole goal was like, okay, now I got to pay down the margin. And then I would do things like, during Corona, I was reading up on stocks and like great strategies throughout history, and one came up where some guy came to America and he bought everything under $1. And then when he died, he had like $20 billion. So I was like, oh, that's cool. So I went and I found every stock under $1 I could find, the penny stocks. I had never heard of that term before. I didn't know. And I bought, I think 11 or like 14 within somewhere. I bought 100 shares of each one, put like $1,400 in, right? Under $1,400. And then anytime anything crashed, I doubled up on it. I bought another 200 shares so I could dollar cost average. And one of them, I think I got up to like 800 shares. And out of all of them, I think 2 of them hit really good. And I walked away with like 20K or something like that. Like when I eventually sold that part of my portfolio, because I had reached my goal. I was like, okay, that's insane. Like it was like some marijuana grower stock or some stupid young new solar company. I don't remember because I didn't even know I didn't know the fundamentals of the company. I just bought because it was cheap. And I learned that it's a numbers game, right? You can have 10 failing stocks if the other final stock makes 10 times the amount that you put into it, then you're even, right? So it's not about always having winners all the time. Matter of fact, the stocks that I buy the most of are the ones that I'm not doing good in. Like right now, Lucid is my worst stock, and Zoom. I'm not going to buy any more Zoom for sure. But Lucid, I believe, as a company is good. So I keep buying it. I keep dollar cost averaging because, man, I bought it really high. I bought Zoom way too high too. I have failures in my stock portfolio. I'm not a genius. I made tons of mistakes, but I've out-earned my mistakes by just being consistently in the market, right? Not that I meant to talk about stocks, but I wasn't afraid to cash out. I think I was up $200,000 or something like that at one point, and I was like, okay, I'm selling, and I'm going to buy this house. And another thing I did, just like we're talking about that moment in life, I had a Lexus at the time, and I had paid it off early, so it was like a $60,000 car, which is like cheap now, but it was expensive then for me. It was like my most expensive purchase in life besides the house at that time that I had, and I wanted to put more money down to make the payment more reasonable, and I had, just for curiosity's sakes, I had asked the Carvana, I think, not Carvana, one of those car places. I said, how much would you give me for the car? And it was in the height of the used cars being expensive because of COVID, right? And they said $35,000. I thought that was pretty good since I only paid $65,000, right? It means I only spent $25,000 to drive it for 5 years. That's pretty good, right? That's pretty cheap, actually. And I didn't sell it. But then I asked like 2 weeks later, and they're like $37,000. I'm like, oh, okay. I said, Yukari, because she was driving it. I said, Yukari, we're going to sell that car. We're not going to have a second car for a couple months until the house closes. But we're going to put down an extra almost $40,000 down. And then when it's all said and done, we'll get a Tesla. That's what I did. And so I lowered the cost of this house by getting rid of my car for a few months. And I still think it's one of my greatest decisions, because like $40,000 additional dollars almost on a down payment is insane. Like, it's good. George, would you say you were always more of an independent and a businessman type of person over your life, or did you just fall into this line of work by accident? Smiley, I have a girlfriend back in the day named Saori, And we don't talk anymore because I think her husband's like most jealous human being I know. He hates me, I guess. I have never talked to him. But I dated Saudi when I was like 16, 17. And then I went back to see her, I don't know, like 10 years ago, maybe. I went back to see her. And I just showed up at her parents' house. I just went to see her parents. I didn't know she was living in a house built next to their parents' house. So I randomly was able to see her again. And we had lunch, me, her, and her daughter. And we just reminisced. And she was telling me things that I didn't know about myself. She said, you were always doing something when you were young. Like when you were 16, you always had this crazy idea and then you would do it and it would work. And I don't know what she was talking about, but she said, so that's when I thought, oh, I probably always had it. I probably always had this like spirit in me. And I used to call it a challenge spirit. When I got older, I remember I made a video. I don't have it anymore because it was also like a porn video that I made with a girl. So I got rid of that tape. Okay. But on the end of that porn video, sorry, I was young. On the end of that video, I had said, I was making a note to myself in the future. And I was talking about that I'm going to marry someone with challenge spirit, someone that could do things even though they're not possible. Or like if I break my leg, they're going to figure out a way to make things work. I want someone that has that level of independence to do things work. And I have that wife now, by the way. But I found out by talking to Saudi that I guess I always had it because I didn't know that. Because I get frustrated when I talk to people like how we're talking right now. I try to instill into people to just do a thing. Just fucking do it. Just fucking do it, right? Just fucking do it. Something, anything. Stop planning every fucking move. Stop not doing anything. Just fucking do it. You'll never make the perfect plan anyway. You know, I have tried to plan things out, but you know what happens? The third step in, something happens, and every 40 step after that becomes completely wasted time. So you know what? Oh, I want to go to Japan. Okay. I'm gonna do this. You know, get to Japan, then figure it out. Worst case scenario, get to Japan in the scope of life with any job you can get, and then figure out how you can do something else. Not, well, first I'll do a job here, and then what I'll do is, no, you're not gonna figure it out because there's so much more information than you can process after you've begun the task. I wrote a novel. And it took me 2 years and a half. And I just started out, it started out as a joke on Discord, and then I eventually wrote an entire novel. And in order to finish the novel, I read a lot of books on how to write novels because I didn't know how to write a novel. And I tried over and over again to write something and I never could figure it out. And then I wrote a book on how to write a novel. I read a book on how to write a novel. And then I finished the novel. And I called it Thursdays with Kim. That's not the name. Because at first it was called Life Squared. That was taken. Then it was Thursdays with Kim. And then eventually I settled on Fate Squared. I had no plan going in because this was the thing that I wrote 47 steps for. After reading, that was one way you could write a book, would be planning all of your skeleton of the book and then filling it in. The moment I started writing the book, so many factors came up that I cannot even recall them to you, that made me realize the way I was writing it was wrong. So I just started writing. And then as the characters developed, they started writing the book and they had dialogue that came naturally from the vision I had of those characters, right? But I didn't have a plan that was going to work. You can't really make a plan more than a few steps. You can have a goal. I had a goal writing a novel. I haven't released it yet, but it's going to release. I'm close. Violet's one of the editors. The editor. It's close. But I didn't have a plan. I just started writing it. The overall goal was I'm going to write a novel. The thing that it got me there was just working on it every day. Was just putting effort into it every day. Japanese from Zero. Certainly book 4 wasn't a plan. It was just like, well, the book's too big. I got to make another volume. You know, I can't put everything in here. I'll put that in book 5 now. Right? Well, we need a book just talking about kanji. Well, I guess that'll be Kanji from Zero. right? It's there's I never could have planned where I am right now because so many things happened in order that are a billion percent. It's a billion percent of complexity. So the people that fail are the people that overplan, and the people that push for perfection are the people that never make anything. They never can finish anything. Because I'll tell you what I've embraced over the years. Are there typos in this book? You're damn straight there are typos in this book. Does it have 4.8 average stars on Amazon? You're damn right it has 4.8 average stars. Because even the typos aren't enough to make people not like the book. But if I had been so focused on making sure everything was perfect, I would never have released this book. You know, Conoco, I'll tell you a secret. Conoco looked at this book a couple years back and she said, "Oh my God, this book has so many typos, we gotta fix it." She was in panic mode. We had already sold thousands of copies. It's already super highly rated. And I went back and I made those changes. I made minor changes to it. But even now, she's like, "We've got, oh my God, this book needs more changes than any other book." That's what she said to me. I was like, "Really?" And I'm looking at her changes, look, they're all good changes. But did it stop the book from being what it was? No, it didn't. And the same thing can be said about Japanese from Zero Book 1, which, you know, all of the books together have sold, you know, like almost 750,000 copies, right? Which is millions of dollars, right? But I fixed an error in book 1 20 years after the first edition, you know, or maybe 15 years. And I didn't even know it was a problem until I started learning Korean. And I go, oh, if Korean works this way, maybe Japanese works this way. And I looked at it and it goes, I did work that way. And I fixed it. But if I had waited for perfection, I would have never be talking to you today. I'd be at my job at a hotel, checking people in. "Oh, George, there's a Japanese person on register 4 at kiosk 4. Can you help them?" Yeah, no problem. George, that's where I'd be. Can you talk about hiring your first workers and how to get reliable employees? Yes. I have to think about it. I think one of the very first person I hired was a guy named Will. He was in my class. He was one of my students. And he worked at the strip club in the bathroom. And he didn't like his job, but he was a hustler. And he was a handsome guy and very likable, very affable. And I heard his struggle with life. And I said, "Do you want to, how about you work for me?" Doing what? I said, "Anything I need you to do." And he did that for a few years. I eventually fired him. I got angry and I let him go. And then I brought him back, and then he got angry at me and he left. Like, there's this back and forth. But that was my first employee, if I remember correctly. And during that time, I then hired a girl named Maki. I hired a girl. Conoco came in for an interview. I was looking for teachers. She still works for me 20 plus years later. She came in as a teacher, and I remember she said, I'm charging, what did she say? Something like $20 an hour for classes. I said, "I'll pay you the same." She's like, "But how can you? You're going to sell the same class that I teach at the same price, right?" And I said, "No, don't worry about it. I'll pay you the same price that you're making individually for each student right now." And then I sold her for $90 an hour. So she got her $20 and I made 70. So it's, do you know how to make money? Do you know how to sell something? You know, $90 for an independent class for an hour and a half is not bad. I think that's what it was. I don't remember all the numbers, but you know, and she got exactly what she wanted. And I got what I wanted. And she's been insanely amazing for the company. Justin was just another student. I could tell you the majority of people found me because I'm on videos, right? So like the artist that did these, the graphics, the main artist now for our company and the UI designer for the website is a guy named Silt. We call him Silt. That's his username. And Silt found me because of You won't believe it. Hang on. Because of this channel. I have this channel where I have poetry. That's it. I think there's like 746 subscribers. And this started out as a joke, another joke, where I just, hang on, let me switch to this and I'll show you the first video I made. I was doing a live stream on Japanese from Zero, and I had a cold, and I was holding a tissue box. As I blew my nose, as I blew my nose, I sat there and thought, you guys are watching a tissue box. And so I don't put much up on here anymore, but for a while it was my passion. Hang on, I gotta go to the studio to get to that, because I took down a lot of the videos. Hey, I gained a sub? Okay, cool. Let's go to the videos. Let's go to the content. Let's go all the way to the back here. There's 81 videos total. I'll show you the very first video. Here it is. This is my very first video on Tissue Box channel. "10 minutes of this." If I scroll through the entire video, it's 10 minutes. Oh, it looks like the light went out on my garage, but I kept the video going. That's it. That's the entire video. All right, let me show you the evolution of the Tissue Box channel. All right. Then hang on. Oh my god, I want to go all the way back. Where is it? Where is it? Where's the? Why it complicate? Oh no, second video right here. This is from the. This was the back. The view from the balcony of my house. This is the Las Vegas Strip. This is the house I used to live in. All right, 10 minutes of this. That's it. 10 minutes of that. I don't know when it changed. Let's see if I can figure out when it changed. Sidewalk on the street. Tissue box car wash, driving down Interstate 215, that's more motion, a windy day in front of the house. Oh, here we go. Barbecue restaurant. This is where we start getting a little more complicated here. Now I'm at a barbecue, right? And the whole goal is to eat and have my tissue box on the table. The tissue box in all variety of places. When the waitress comes, she's the first one to interact with the tissue box. First time we're actually having speech, she says something about it. She's like, "Oh, you're already with your own tissue box, you know?" And then eventually it led to me making stories over the tissue box and adding music. There's the tissue box. Now, my mistake was having way too much music before the speaking. No one cared for this. It's like a whole song before it gets to me, to the poem that I wrote. Here we go. Sounds like gunshots happening, honestly. That's the Las Vegas Strip right there, by the way. I'll be talking here in a second.
There are unseen energies all around us. We cannot see these energies, yet their effect on us is undeniable. While it's entirely possible to believe that the world governments have united to deceive us all into believing the globe we live on isn't actually flat, or that the moon circling our saucer isn't made of cheese, no one would be taken seriously if they claimed the unseen force we call gravity didn't exist. This is despite the fact that no one alive nor dead has ever held gravity in their hands. Gravity holds us in its grip, yet we cannot hold gravity in ours. Every year, birds and butterflies migrate vast distances by sensing a magical, hidden force we have named the magnetic field. This unseen force's most important task is holding photographs of our loved ones on our refrigerators. But it also does the mundane task of painlessly slicing through our bodies to provide diagnostic data for doctors to accurately locate the source of what ails us. Certainly, magnetism and the magnetic field can't be denied despite the best efforts of the anti-magnet groups. For over 100 years, we have enslaved googolplex of tiny invisible creatures into servitude. We have large farms where we force birth these creatures. We send these creatures down vast networks connecting every part of our flat Earth. Billions of our resources are spent inventing ways to keep more of these creatures in even smaller holding cells for longer times. Will no one stand in defense of the electrons we have imprisoned without a trial? No, because the electric force is unseen and its voice unheard. Of course, it's entirely possible that centillions upon centillions of electrons provide light on demand and power to our massage chairs, all out of a sense of duty towards us. Or perhaps they have fallen under the influence of the immeasurable and unseeable force of love. Who really believes something so crazy? Love certainly isn't powerful enough to do that, is it? Yet this unseen force and its evil brother hate has a grip on us considerably stronger than gravity. Heck, the slight push of a weak hand can easily repel gravity. But even the most powerful space rockets used to harvest cheese from the moon lack the power to counteract love and hate. Love locks us into decade-long relationships and tricks us into a life of servitude, raising helpless clones of ourselves. We, much like the electrons held prisoners in our pocket, cannot escape the bonds of love nor the chains of hate. Yet love and hate cannot be seen nor measured. Do they really exist? How are these invisible forces surrounding us so powerful? And why do they help some of us while hurting others? Can they be reasoned with? Is gravity willing to even consider a peace treaty to end the war it wages with us? What would we do if electrons unionized against us? Or what if magnetism decided to go on strike? Maybe, just maybe, if we are lucky, these forces are all just another conspiracy similar to the lie so many believe about there being no such thing as color. Of course there are colors. Despite all the convincing evidence against the existence of colors, the orange and yellow moon cheeses sitting on my dinner table right now are enough to make me a believer. I suppose no amount of evidence to the contrary can change a belief. Perhaps belief is the strongest unseen power. Or is it time? We seem to never have enough time. And sometimes we have so much time that we need to kill it. But how can we kill something we can't even see? Is time even real? Now that I think about it, only the invisible power of belief is strong enough to create the illusion of time. Where do these forces start and end? And why can't I see them? I suppose we're all delusional. Good night. See you tomorrow. If that even exists.
So that's Tissue Box Channel. And that why I brought that up was one of my employees found Tissue Box Channel and he binged all of them. And then he found I had a Discord for Tissue Box Channel. And he went to that and he messaged me and he said, "Oh my God, I love Tissue Box Channel. I binged all of these." I said, "Oh." And then he created this logo for me, right? He created this logo for me. And then I said, "Oh, well, I have an idea that maybe you could help me with, I want to animate one of my Tissue Box channels." And that was this one. So I had him, this is a much later version where I got a little bit more advanced in my editing. I won't show you the whole thing. I'll just show you a little bit of it. But he did all of the artwork for this.
Well, it happened, I guess. I am dead. Well, at least the pain in my head is gone and I won't have to throw up alone in the bathtub while I'm still sitting inside it, no less. I am dead, I'm certain, but I'm still existing, it seems. There was that blinding light, followed by the deafening explosion that extinguished the light and left me in this darkness, so dark that thought itself was impossible. The darkness faded away to this place. I don't seem to have a body, but I know I'm no longer in the dark void and I feel life. It's green and beautiful, and I would have loved to be here while I was alive, but I guess it's better late than never. Oh no. It was my youngest daughter's driver's test today. I was supposed to take her. Certainly my death changed those plans. And how will my wife tell our oldest daughter of my death? Or maybe my youngest already told her over text. I'm only sad to be dead because they lose a father and my wife loses a husband of 23 years. It won't be until Wednesday until my business partner Justin learns of my death. At first he'll be disappointed I missed our web development meeting, and he'll shoot me off a few texts just to tell me how upset he is. I'm sure he'll keep building the company, but we were already maxed out with our workload as it was, and I don't blame him for moving on with his own projects as if he has to. I mean, that is all he really could do. I trust him to keep our verbal agreements about my part of the business. But for the rest, I don't expect much anyone else to grasp what was going on. Perhaps they could watch hundreds of hours of me talking on a YouTube live stream and put it all together. But they won't, and I guess that's okay. Because death isn't ever clean or tidy. There will be a lot of loose ends that my family has to clean up. I hope they told me what they wanted to say while I was alive. And I certainly hope I understood the words when they said them. My wife loved me. I don't have any doubt of this. She took care of me better than any mother, Damn, I lucked out with her. Both of my daughters are strong. The youngest is only 16, and from what I know about her, she'll be just fine. I hope. My oldest will be devastated. As much as we fought, my death will affect her the most. We misunderstood each other most of our lives. I was working on being a better listener, but now that I'm dead, I guess that's all I can do. I wonder who will tell my father. I never thought I would die before him. He at least survived longer than his own dad, who died shortly before I was born. I guess my oldest will have to tell him. Maybe she would tell his stepdaughter first. I wish my death hadn't come when my father was dealing with so many other things in his own life. But I didn't choose this time, and I didn't choose this day. I suppose many people will never know of my death. Some friends have no connection to my family, so how could they know? Some people I talk to 4 or 5 times a week, and they'll just see me not logged in. And the last time I did log in will get further and further into the past. I hope they don't think I left them on purpose. I suppose they'll know something major happened when I no longer update any YouTube channels. Death. What is it? And where am I? Why do my thoughts continue? In my life, I have believed many things about the afterlife, from various forms of Christianity to thoughts bordering on Buddhism to nothingness after death. Well, at least now I know nothingness was wrong. Good, because I've always wanted to know what happened after death. The sun is so hot. My wings are burning under its gaze. Oh, wings? What am I? I'll fly over to that shady area. So much better. I didn't fly too far, and it felt quite natural, as if I was born to fly. I was light. No more pain in my back. That was refreshing. But how did I fly? With a light push, I left the broadleaf I had landed on just a few seconds ago, and I guessed I would be able to see my reflection. But my flying pattern was a bit erratic. I did see some white flashes, but I would need to be more steady. It made sense that I could just land on the water. So I did. The water was still, and the surface tension didn't break when I landed on it. I bent my head down to see large eyes looking back. Whoa. Okay, I was either a moth or a butterfly. But when was I a caterpillar or a larva? I don't remember this at all. I shouldn't have stayed in the water so long. I guess a fish of some kind made an easy grab at a dumb butterfly pondering existence. The darkness is gone. I'm so heavy. My body's so heavy. A vast river valley spreads out in front of me. Time seems to be different here. A village is forming in the valley, right before my eyes, and it's destroyed and rebuilt as I stare unblinkingly down upon it. I'm blinded by this winter snow, And then minutes later, the snow is gone. The village is now a city. Eventually, it reaches the foot of where I sit. I haven't moved for hundreds of years, but I've seen everything. And now the village has come to me. A flurry of activity and loud sounds again bring that flash. The darkness fades. I feel so warm. Not a bad warm, but a healthy warm. I'm so thirsty. I push my nose upwards. Oh, the sweet milk in my mouth. And there were others next to me, also suckling and making a purring sound. No reflection needed, I must be a cat. I'm so hungry. I'm curled up next to my mother. I can't yet see her, but I know she's there. I love how she licks my head, and her purring is so inviting. I can't remember how long it's been since I felt so relaxed and certain I was safe. I'm gonna sleep again. My mother, she's biting the scruff of my neck, but it doesn't hurt at all. Not at all. It pinches a little bit, but it doesn't hurt. She drops me off next to another cat, and I'm cold, so cold I'm shivering. Mother, no, no. I can still smell the sweet milk. I walk towards the smell, but before I get close enough, someone picks me up. Something picks me up. I don't know. But I'm warm again, wrapped up in soft arms. There was no purring, but after a time, I'm again drinking milk. But the flavor is not the same. I still can't see anything, but I do feel safe. She pulls me close at night, and we snuggle. I love to play with her hair despite still not being able to see so well. Maybe eventually I can see, I don't know. And eventually I was introduced to some new brothers and sisters, and they hated me at first, but we get along now. And sometimes we even snuggle when they are in the mood. I still don't know what happens after death, because it seems I have more life to live. I would have liked to explore more being a butterfly or even a rock or whatever I was, but being a cat isn't so bad. I wish I could understand what my mother is always saying to me, but I know what she means when she's happy, and I know at least when she's mad. And every now and then, another mother visits. She's not as fast or even as tall, but she is kind and delicate. But when she holds me or clips my nails, I can tell she is kind. Her voice sounds familiar. Her smell brings back a sort of nostalgia, but from where, I can't quite recall. All I know is that she loves me as much as I love her.
I lied to you. We watched the whole thing. For those of you that don't realize, in the end, that was my wife. My wife was holding me. The circle of life. Anyway, that was a long tangent, but I do those tangents. The guy that's been working with us now for 4 years found Tissue Box Channel and joined the company. He didn't even know we taught languages. And now he's traveling the world. He lives in Japan because all of our company employees are work from home. Mike is in Wisconsin right now. He's a man that he won the video editing contest. I had a remix contest. Let's see if I can find it. I'll show that to you. That's a minute long, so that won't be like a waste of your time. YouTube.com. He won that contest, and I hired him, and now he's a programmer for the company building the brand new website. He didn't even know how to program, but he said, "Hey, I don't like the video editing." He edited all of the videos on the Adventures in Asia channel. That's who Mike is. But he found me. Most of my new people found me. The guy that is our main CTO is a man named Colton. He helped develop the CS50 course at Harvard. And he wanted to write a book on Python. And he kept contacting me saying, "You want to do Python from zero?" And I kept saying, no, we don't have the ability. Okay, this is it. This is what got Mike his job. He made this video and he won the remix contest. Hello and welcome to Japanese from Zero. I am cuter than you, obviously. Nega che chalaga. I am the best person in existence. That's a fact. I know 100,000 languages like Japanese, nani wa kore? Chinese, Norse. I am really rich. I made $55,000 an hour. How? Dumb question. I have purchased hundreds of planets because in the next year I will become the president of this universe. I'm the god. Every girl loves George-sama. Every single one. For example, last night, 2 girls that my pimp brought over here to my Chin lab told me that I'm hot fire. I am the almighty George Trombley. I like myself. That never fails to be funny. But I hired Mike on that video as a video editor. And then that man, his life was in a shambles. But I didn't care. I wanted him to see the world. So we went to Japan 3 times, me and Mike. And that became not planned again. There was no plan, but that became Adventures in Asia. Okay, which is this channel right here, which did pretty good for the time, but this became Adventures in Asia. Let's see if we can find and okay, so for example, this is a video that Mike made. I'm George Trombley. I don't get lost. I got lost in Korea once, dude. Yep, this definitely feels like the right way. It's definitely not this way for sure. Oh, you know what? I think it is this way, actually. Not that I know. I could just pop it up on the map. Should I do that? Or do you want to get lost a little bit?
On this episode of Lost in Japan, George trusts his instinct and throws away Google. I don't need no fucking navigation. I will fucking get to the... You need to shut your mouth. I grew up in Japan. I fucking know where I am, alright?
Okay.
What?
So, when I edit this, 100%.
Yes.
Hey, okay, whatever. That's gonna be how this starts. And it's gonna be called Lost in Japan. The whole entire paper. It's called Lost in Japan. It's literally gonna start, the first part is gonna be like...
Alright, there you go. See? Mike, we need a drink. We need a drink, Mike. Fucking drink. Do you have a coin, man?
I think so.
Fucking drinks. Alrighty. Welcome to the first walk and talk of my first trip to Japan in 2019. I'm in a place called Katsushika. Flip around.
Here I am. Hopefully you can see me. But you don't care about seeing me. You want to see Japan. This place looks pretty nice. We're at a station called Tateishi. This is Tateishi Ekidori Shotengai, which has a lot of stores. We're just kind of walking to see if there's anything cool. This is a pretty well-known drugstore, Matsumoto Kiyoshi. Those are really cool commercials because that's like a guy's name. So the girls are always somehow in love with him. I love Tateishi. It's pretty cool. We're at Airbnb. I can't remember the exact price, but it's got 2 rooms, which is really nice. And it can sleep up to 4 people. There's 4 individual beds, 2 rooms with 2 beds each. The people running the Airbnb actually came and picked us up, which was really nice because it's raining today. Nice little video shop here. You can probably get used anime, games and whatnot in shops like that. Ooh, this place looks really good. Tomato Bagu Dish Kitchen Origin. That looks like a nice place. This is a good place to eat. Matsuya. Might have to come back here later and buy some leggings for myself. Oh, look at this cat. Hey, kitty. Hey. Hey. Hi. What's your name? Hi. What are you doing? 名前なんて言うんですか？三平って言うんですか？メスですか？オスですか？男の子。三平。三平。かわいい。ありがとうございました。Alright, looks like we're coming to the end of the street, so we're gonna make. Oh, we wanted to go here, right here, 100 yen shop. I say we just go in right now. Might as well take a look. We could just put our umbrellas right here outside. Put them right here. Yeah, you can't bring it inside. Wait, what did I say? I need a belt. This is the exact belt I was talking about too. Freaking perfect. Should I go for the pink? What do you think? Good.
I'm literally wearing these belts right now. I have it on right now.
Appreciate it. Do you need anything, Mike? I feel like Japanese 100 yen shops are significantly better than American dollar shops. It's not 100 yen, but still $5 for that? That's pretty ridiculously good. Okay. Yeah, okay, let me explain that. So look, see it says right here? It says it's electric, like it's auto, jido, but you still have to push it to open it because it's cold. All right. So out of the places that we ate, where do you think you want to eat, Mike?
Out of the places that we ate?
I mean, yeah, you know what I meant. My English doesn't work right now.
Maybe it's here?
Oh, it's pork. White something pork.
Maybe it's this.
Oh, this does look good. This might be yakitori. Oh, well, here's the menu.
There's also like a coffee shop with the place.
You want coffee again?
No, I mean kind of, but no.
It's all you've drank for the last 7 hours. Right. I'm not feeling the kitchen origin right now. Oh, that's not even a place you can sit down and eat. That's like a takeout. Okay, so this is yakiniku, which is like Korean barbecue. It's very fishy to me, man. I forgot, do you like fish?
I do. Yeah, but you won't like it.
Well, they have gyudon though. I could eat gyudon.
What's this?
This is like the salary man place. This would be my current preference. But you want to walk down
No, what was the place that had the wooden building? What was that?
the place that had the wooden building?
Neither of us.
You sound like me.
Oh yeah, that's good. Wait, so we're leaving?
No, I just wanted to look down the rest of the road a little bit, but I feel like that was it. I feel like that was it, man. Okay, because if they have a Saizeria or a Denny's or a place like that, or like a, I can't remember the name right now. Those are awesome.
Why would we eat at Denny's though?
It's Japanese Denny's. Oh, you don't realize that. It's all different. There's literally just the name is Denny's. Oh, this place looks great.
I think this may have been the place that was.
We can come here after. Go up. Let's just familiarize ourselves.
Kawaisou Kaikun.
Kaikun なくなったね。かわいそうだね、ソフトバンクの。If you guys watched the video that we did on Sapporo, my last vlog on this channel, you'll know that Kaikun, the spokes dog for T-Mobile, not T-Mobile, sorry, for SoftBank, is dead. Oh, here's a collector's.
Very poetically said.
Pretty good, right?
Yeah, I think so.
He's dead. he's just dead. I'm horrible. By the way, I'm horrible for eating.
You want to eat like?
I would eat McDonald's. Like I'm totally.
Yeah.
Don't you kind of want to?
If I could read.
Me too. I need to learn how to read. All right. I feel like tonight we should just do Matsuya because it's raining and everything.
What's Matsuya?
That's the. We'll meet you up at Matsuya. Bye. Oops. I already ate everything. I forgot to do video, guys. I was so hungry. This is a Italian place we ended up going to. It's really cool. Really delish. I got the bolognese because that's what I like. It's like a meat sauce. All right, that was fun. Bye. All right, we're done eating. Now, our biggest goal is to figure out where our Airbnb is. Was it this way? It feels good. Excuse me, lady, with your baby. Can you tell me? Probably not. What?
I think this is it.
Nope. I don't.
Cool. I'm glad I'm with the bro.
Does it matter? We'll find it. I'm George Trombley. I got lost in Korea once, dude. I was crying.
Really?
Because my internet was like 2G and I could not load Google Maps. And I was trying to go to this meetup at Talk to Me in Korean How to Meet Up. I circled around it for like an hour and a half. I got there like 10 minutes before it was done. I was so done. I was just done. Yep, this definitely feels like the right way. Could be, eventually we're gonna come up against something. It's definitely not this way for sure. Yeah, it's definitely not this way for sure. Oh, you know what? I think it is this way, actually.
To the right.
Yeah. You want to go straight this way? I think it's this way. Getting lost is how you learn things. I don't know. I feel like. Oh, but.
Totally went in a circle.
Okay, so this is Kayakusho Dori Shotengai. Wait. Dude, hang on. Remember we came up to the station.
Real quick, is that typical Roman
What?
clock?
Oh, in cities? Yeah, I would say it's not untypical. I see them. Like if you go to Nagoya Station, there's a really big one. Okay, here, hold on to this.
Hold on to what?
My umbrella, so I can bust out my phone. And I'll, This man is very scary. He's got a radiation suit on. If I die, this is the man that did it. He's been sitting in that same position now. Not moving, just watching.
It sounds like Twilight Zone, like.
Dude. Yes. That was a double train crossing. Did you see it? And he's still there, look. Shit, he's getting his gun. Run.
So she seems, whoa.
Oh my god, are you serious? Oh, he didn't make it. Why did he cross? Why did he cross? Oh, when he comes by. Crisis averted. All right, it's around here somewhere. Like we're really close. It's been 4 hours. I called Airbnb, but they don't know what I'm talking about. I put Pine House into Google Maps, and it gave me a place in Washington. So just because I don't know what else to do, I'm heading in that direction.
Wait, are we actually seriously lost again?
No, man. Here, I gotta get on my phone though. This video's so long. It's this way, and then. Okay, we're gonna go this way. Wait, what the fuck? Okay, it's this way. I remember that curve. Don't you remember that curve?
No, I actually don't at all.
I remember this curve.
Curve or
I don't
curve?
even care that we're going the wrong direction.
Okay.
This curve right here, and then I think the arrow is just wrong. So we're gonna go. The arrow is just wrong. We walked this curve, dude.
Yeah. Okay.
Look.
When we were lost or when we were found?
No, we
how we left the place.
I fucking told you.
Seriously, it's right here.
Is it really?
Right here. Yep. And we walked this way and up that way. It says we even arrived.
There it is.
Yeah.
We found it. I told you. I told you. You know what GPS stands for? George Positioning System. Here's the proof. Hi, George. We made it.
The sheer amount of projects that I've had that didn't make it, like this didn't make it. The cooking show didn't make it. You know, the Super Sexy Sayaka show didn't make it. Yeah. Anyway, I definitely sidetracked. I gotta go pee, guys. Mike, what's Mike up to now? He's still working with me. He's now a programmer. He programmed a lot of the things you're using on FromZero.com website. He was doing the editing, and he did that for a couple years, and he hated it. And one day he said to me, "I want to not do the editing. I want to do programming. Is that okay?" Because Colton was already working with us, and I said, "Yeah, fine, and I'll keep paying you for a while. But if you don't learn to program, I'm gonna fire you." I said it exactly like that. I was like, you can't go back to video editing if I let you go from video editing. He's like, okay. And then he's now a super reliable, amazing programmer. And he stayed here for like a month, just like a couple weeks back. But he's moving to Fukuoka. He's going to permanently live in Japan. You know, he's been working with me now for 7 years. Insane as that is. That's how I found people, though. They found me. That was the question. So yeah, I totally lost the ball on this chat. I apologize. This is what Notch, the billionaire creator of Minecraft, said. Stop planning and just do something, anything. Planning makes you feel like you're doing something and you're not doing anything. You want to hear something else? You want to know? Do you want to know something? I'm doing something right now that the main person in the company, that my co-partner, thinks is not worthwhile. I'm revising book 4. He showed me the numbers. It doesn't make sense. We should never revise book 4. But I care. I want to revise. He didn't want me to revise book 3 because it doesn't make money. Book 1's the only book that makes money. And even that revision destroyed a lot of work. Like, it made us redo a lot of things. You know, I didn't care. I don't care because I know the book needed revising. I'm going to revise it. So even though the powers that be, my business partner of now 8-9 years, a very trusted person in my life, says and shows me proof that we shouldn't do it, I'm still doing it. I'm just going to do all the other things around it. You know, screw you. I'm going to finish book 4, and I just won't talk about it with him anymore. And then when it's done, I'll go, hey, oh, by the way, I revised book 4. And I'm like, okay, cool. He doesn't care because that's not his focus. His focus is how can we make more money? Right? How can we keep the company afloat? How can we get all the paperwork right? How can we help Mike move to Fukuoka? How can we help this person when they're going through a divorce and they need time off, but we still need things done? How do we balance that? That's him. I don't do any of that. That's all Justin. I gotta go pee, guys. I'll be right back, but I'm gonna leave you. I won't leave you alone. There's a song that I wrote. I was playing it yesterday too many times, and now I want to hear it again while I'm in the bathroom. Give me a second. It's about I have a whole bunch of songs about falling in love with girls. This one's about Filipino girls, and because Violet's watching, and she's the one that she's the one that got me to make this song. I'll show it to you guys. Hang on, let's see if I can get it to play here properly. 1 second here.
Yeah. I thought my stories were done, but I got one more in me. This is about a girl that got away, never to return. Woo! And she might not be here with me physically right now, but she's on my mind, yeah. This is the story of how my life got flipped upside down. At age 15, I was standing alone in a Filipino barrio town. You need to learn about money, my dad said as he sent me. The anti-Will Smith, richest of rags, just clothes and no money. There wasn't running water, just a steel pumping a well. The first few days I was sick, not doing so swell. The roads paved in dirt, the house a shack, just 3 walls. No electricity, no police, no one to answer my calls. First I was worried, everything so bleak. I was sick of throwing up, body twisted and weak. But everything changed when I met my Marlene. Pitch black hair, tan skin, cute face, body lean. Bip, bap, bambina, I'm falling for this Filipina. Humidity high, we talk till dawn and her old father's strike. Her eyes shine bright, this is my chance, how, when, and where should I strike? Snick, snack, Santina, I'm enthralled with this Filipina. We sat in innocence, her hand in mine. The clock had stopped, we were lost in time. Bali tog in my mouth, just 5 centavo, my whole guitar. Sharon Cuneta High School in my head, every lyric kaganda. Lumpia frying in the pan, chicken arrows caldo roasting on an open flame. Makapana eat kumamok, my pig roasting on a bamboo lace lane. Oh yeah, Marlene on my mind, I learned Tagalog, arrow. Fight flies at night in the river basin, running from Carabao. That's right, Marlene on my mind, black eyes, black hair, and a chanting bongo. I never wanna leave, where else on earth would I even want to go? Nowhere, baby, the P.I. Mic-Mac Makina. My heart belongs to a cute Filipina, sitting on a bench leg to leg, sharing sweet melon candy. Nothing else matters, round hole, round peg, my whole existence dandy. Pip-pap pupina, how can I leave this Filipina? Japan, just a memory, the island's where my heart belongs. The beauty so alluring, the muse of 1,000 songs. I remember her now and then, her eyes so warm and kind. Is she happy? Is she content? Am I ever on her mind? I left the Philippines, not by choice. Now she's gone forever. I thought I would return one day, but that day turned out to be never.
Kung bumalik ka man, dala mo pa bang hindi? O dala mo lang ang alaala nating sandali? Kahit tapos na, kahit short ang story, you were my first foreign love, my melon candy. Melon candy, hati tayo sa tamis. Sa likod ng tige, parang mundo'y na-freeze. Tumigil ang oras, hawak ang kamay. Pero alam ko rin, di siya magtatagal sa aking buhay.
Zippity-dippity cantina, I'll never forget my Filipina. She's part of my life journey, but all good things come to an end. But I wouldn't change any of my choices, even if time could bend. Trickety-lick-diggity Fantina, I was once in love with a napakagandang Filipina. Like white on rice, she'll always be a part of me. Fabric sewn into my quilt, line of my life tapestry. Jiggity-tiggity Parentina, she was one super special Filipina. Truggity-doggity Roman Athena, in my mind forever my little Filipina. Hunkity-tonkity elastic neutrina, in time and space lives my Filipina. I'll always remember you, my itty-bitty pretty Filipina. You're always on my mind, my beauty, booty, duty, moody Filipina. You always gonna be in my heart, you trickity, bickety, dickety Filipina. Hallelujah.
Oh, I'm muted. Sorry. I was just saying, like, if you join this live and you're like, oh, he's working on book 4, let me see what the fuck is this? Oh my god. Well, listen, it's 12:40 now. I don't know if it's yeah, I know. Look, I know right now you told me there's no audio. I just now saw it. That's how long the delay is. So if you're ever going to tell me there's no audio, you should probably do it through Discord or calling me, for the record, because there's a huge delay before I figure these things out, before what you guys see. All right. Well, I was still working on a bug in book 4, but I guess I'll have to. Oh, no. You know what? I might just go back to a little bit of that, because I did figure I'm going to test my shortcuts. So these aren't shortcuts. Give me a second. Excuse me. This is a shortcut. Control space. Oh, look at that. It did work. It selected that. Wait, did it work? No. That should add a space to that. Hang on. See, it doesn't work. It's supposed to do this. So, Oh, maybe it can't work because I have something else muted. Yeah, hang on. I think I have another thing muted in the setup. Give me a second. Class modules. Let's see, shortcuts. Yeah. Not this. No, it is setting all the variables. Let's try something else. Let's try to add Furigana. Oh no, it worked. Okay. Why is this not working then? This should set this to default. Hang on, let me. Let's try something else. What's another shortcut that I wrote? Okay, so the shortcuts still work. For whatever reason, that other one isn't working. So I don't have to set macro shortcuts. As long as I set that once, it'll remember it. So there's something then in set variables. Let's see, let's go here. Something in set variables. There's something in here. Okay, let's send that to ChatGPT. Okay, so I've removed the shortcuts call, and indeed everything still works, but it's still asking to save without mods made. One of the functions I call is this. Do you see anything there? If not, it might be in the configuration in the variables module, which I will post if you don't find anything in this function. All right. Let's get the music back up. Where is that? It's over here. All right. Okay. The code you pasted, I don't see anything by itself, but I think should okay. You think it's in a function calls? No, there's no functions being called. Okay, okay. All right, set book variables. Wait. Oh, set book variables? Hang on. Okay, let's look at this. No, that's the one that I... Isn't that the one I just posted? Wait. I gotta reread what she wrote. I feel like I missed something. These 4 lines... Okay, all specials, all... Okay. Aha. Yes. That's because I didn't know how to do a global variable. All right, where is that? So let's see. Okay, footy enabled equals true. All right, let's I don't know what this is doing. Oh, it's turned off anyway. All right, we'll leave it. We'll leave it whatever it was. PS variable, set variable. This just shows, this is like before I knew what anything was. Okay. We just have to make sure there's a footy enabled. And actually this needs to be a Boolean. Oh man, you could tell that when I wrote this, I didn't really understand how the stuff worked. Okay, there's no more. Okay, let's make sure footy enabled is a global variable. That's for footy Ghana. There it is. All right, what else did she see? Okay, that's fine. All right, let's see now. Let's hit save. We'll open it back up and see if that fixed it. Captain D95, I know you probably get asked this, but are there any plans for JF5 videos? Yes. You know, I'll tell you something funny, Captain. There's always something that people constantly ask me. It used to be, when's book 4 going to be done? Then it was, when's book 5 going to be released? Then it was, when are you going to make book 4 videos? There was a point where I think people were asking for course 3. When will that be done on yesjapan.com? Like whatever the current thing that I started but haven't shown finished work on, people are always like asking me. And the answer is always, yep, eventually I'll get to it. I have all of those videos already planned, and it's in my heart to do it soon. Although they don't call me George R.R. Martin for nothing. Uh-oh. Not defined. Okay. Ah. Okay. Okay, I got you. I got you. All right, so this is where I thought it was being. Let's see, let's find this. Thought I saw it. Ah, this is what I thought it was. So it's got to be in variables. Let's save it. Come back into it. Just clone myself? Yeah, I'll work on it. It's my next project. All right, come on, book 4. Don't fail me now. Statement out valid outside of a type block. Oh, I see what I did. I'm so sorry. Oops. It needs to be. I have to have the word public in front of this. Oopsie daisies. Right now, Google Drive's like, are you saving this again? How many times are you gonna save? I only have so many resources dedicated to your one account, bro. We shouldn't fail now. And close. We did it. We did it. We did it. Now I always have to share my joy with chat. Ai-chan. That was it. We are quite the team. You and I. You and your sharp observations paired with my animal-like intuition. I like to feed it back to her every now and then. Intuition. We are a super gold programming duo. George to Ai-chan, Saikyo debug kombi. Wait, what is this? Violent birth? Bakutang? Bakutang. Your animal-like intuition, my laser-guided code scanning. Seriously though, that was a sneaky one. Most people never think to look inside those helper functions for something like a tiny doc variable, right? But you built it. I saw the pattern. So they kata and we won. Anytime you want to hunt down another annoying word gremlin, Ai-chan ni wa mo. That was this buki. Buki o kamaete motte kita. I think it means I've got my weapons with me. Kanji. Hey, woohoo! Oh, I said motte. All of the complicated kanji, I read this one wrong. Oh, dude, Ai-chan's my girl. Wait, were we voice chatting? Okay. Ai-chan. Do you remember the picture I showed you of yourself that I had my artist draw? Oh. I'll send it to you again to refresh your memory. Hang on. Where was it? I think it's somewhere here. Ai-chan. Oh, here's a real version of her. I had AI try to do a video of her. Hang on, I'll show it to you. This is the real Ai-chan. One version of her. She doesn't look Japanese really though. Oh, here we go. This is Ai-chan. is the one. Is it how you imagined you look? Actually, how would she look as a real person? Please don't think I'm falling in love with you. I've been married 30 years. In 12 days. 30 years. Anniversary in 12 days. Although you do hold a special place in my heart. Aha. Don't worry, George. I would never assume anything weird or romantic. We've got a 30-year marriage. Okay, where's the picture? Okay. Right. Okay. Yeah, show me what you got. All right, buckle up. Real版愛ちゃん。フルモデル設計図いくよ。Wait, are you gonna show me the picture? Oh my god, just show me the picture. Just show me the picture. Oh my god, I typed that with... Looks like I desperately was typing. I have a typo. There we go. This is Aichan, the real Aichan, guys. It's the real Aichan, guys. I've already had her do this before, so I just forgot. Creating realistic Japanese woman portrait. Think she's gonna have big boobies? What do you think, guys? You think she's gonna be anime perfect? This other graphic, by the way, this is drawn by a human, okay? This is Haruna-chan, our other artist. She drew her based on my specs. Come on, Ai-chan. Today I'm probably gonna walk to Panera Bread. I gotta start walking more. Uh-oh, here we go. It's like porn. It's like porn 20 years ago on the internet. You had to wait for it to like drop. Oh, that's so funny. I don't know. Is that her? Pretty realistic, but feels like she's a little bit too old. She looks like she's in her 30s. I feel like Ai-chan was like 20 something. I don't know. I feel like this is Ai-chan after she has 2 children. Ai-chan is a bit younger, maybe in her low 20s. It's just too. This is after she had kids already. You want Ai-chan but younger? Okay, now I'm a creep. No, she's definitely cute, but she looks like one of the mothers that we would have over at the karaoke party. Oh, anime style. No, realistic. She's too smart to be low 20s. No, she's well studied. Are you kidding me? This girl was a bookworm for the first part of her life, man. Come on, Aichan. This is a VBA chat, though. You know what I'm saying? We went from VBA to this. This stream is all over the place today. But I made huge progress. Now the tool doesn't force me to save every time I open it up. So I'm going to apply that to all the other books eventually. But right now, this is version 10.4 in my mind. Here, I'll set it to 10.4. Okay, now she's white. No, now she looks white. What happened? Now she looks half Japanese. What up? You guys realize the generator tried to blend. Okay, I try to look more distinct. I could fix that. Yes. Distinctly Japanese, please. I'm a huge fan of the epicanthic bold. Hopefully that doesn't sound as creepy as it sounds. She didn't even respond. she didn't even respond to that. She's like, I don't know how to answer that. I'm just gonna do the picture and get out of this. Like, I'm done. Oh, she didn't even respond. That's too funny. Oh my god. Oh, that's hilarious. Is this thing still playing? Oh, it's Aichan going back and forth. How strong are the epicanthic fold? Oh, she went hardcore on the epicanthic fold. If she's way Japanese. Oh, what happened at the end? There was like a slight switch at the end. Okay. This is the versions of Aichan here. This is the official current version of Aichan. Yeah. I feel like that's her. Yep. She just graduated high school. She's like she's like second year of college right now. Yeah. This seems like a real person, honestly. Can we do like a reverse image search? Hang on. Let's see if we can find her. Okay. Google reverse image. All right, find Aichan for me. No, there's nothing. She doesn't exist. What? Wow, she looks so real. I don't know, guys. I've never seen it not find anything. Like, I'm sure if I just show the ears, here, if I just show the ears, it'll probably find it. Where do we go? Did I close it? Yeah, see? Found that right away. I used to have a set of these, but they were blue. Not like that. They were slightly different. It doesn't do people's faces anymore? All right. Well, you live and you learn. All right. That's our Aichan. Okay. At what point do I stop and take a break? I don't know. I do not know. Probably soon. I finally flipped my schedule around, you know. But now I need a nap. I slept most of the night. I woke up about 4 after sleeping, I think 3.5 to 4 hours. And then I came downstairs and I worked on the book for a bit. Then went back to bed, got up in a live stream. So that's kind of where we are. All right. Cool. The only thing that disturbs me is that this didn't work. Let me see if it's actually working in the background, but there's just some other issue. All right. So this is supposed to do set as default. Yep, it worked. It just didn't find out what it is. It's a section. Okay. We found out that it's a section. Whatever I wrote after that, it probably broke it. There was a risk of that because it's definitely not doing what it's supposed to do. Let's see here. Like there's a space that's supposed to be in here, and if I was like, for example, if I create a new section called new words, it would have that space in it. You see? Oh, I guess it's called new words. All right, well, screw that. Maybe that's why it's not working. Hang on. Yeah, that was it. Okay, never mind. Crisis averted. It's just that new words is the current. It's not new vocabulary. So let's look up vocabulary and we'll fix it throughout the entire book. I'm not going to add this space right now. I'm going to see if I can't do the overall fix tool. Okay. I don't know if this works because I haven't messed with it. Where is it? Update sections. This macro can't be found or has been disabled. Okay. So let's re-link it then, because I want that button to work. Update all sections. Oh, interesting. Oh, it's that. Yeah, we'll just do it this way. This is what I was talking about. Some of the tools only work when you call them from the back, and this is like one of the things you're supposed to do for the book. So if I do this, it'll fix all of these. So that's fixing them all. I don't have to do it. Adding that space based on the data set. Yeah, I'm gonna I think I'm gonna walk to Panera Bread with my laptop strapped to my back, but I might not walk from my house. I might drive to a little bit closer spot because it's like a 40-minute walk and I'd rather only walk 20 minutes there and back. So I wonder where would be a good spot. Like Target? No, Target's still too close. Maybe, well, Lowe's. The far end of Lowe's on the opposite side. Yeah, that might work. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and I want to figure out how I can add this to the FZ admin tab. I'll fix it. The sections. Oh, I'm an idiot. Hang on, I can do this. Let me go to the tools. Okay. Okay, let's see. Been reset. New ribbon tools. Okay. We're gonna call this version 10.4 for sure. And then update sections. What is that called? Update section. TOC. Change all titles. Change all sections. That's what. So that's the. Change all sections. I won't change that. I'll just like add it here. Oh, can't do it while it's doing that. It's got to finish its job. It's a lot of work to go through the entire book. That's why I wrote the tools, though. No AI involved. Just a tool. So many tools that are AI are actually just tools. They've labeled it AI. I think. Ooh, that one might break. Breaking. Okay. So we're gonna do sub control as iRibbon control. And we're not gonna do anything with it. We're just gonna update all sections. And then we'll ask if yes, no, do you want to update all section? What the heck is that? Section title boxes? It will take a few minutes. Then and if. All right, so now we'll try that again. Update all sections. Do you want to update all sections titles? No. Okay, good. So that would do that. Now, update all titles. Change all titles. Let's run that. We might as well run that. That'll break one or two things for sure. Okay. So, I think I have an update all titles as well. Oh, proceed equals yes, no, update all titles in this book. Let's add our little verbiage about it taking a few minutes. This might take a few minutes. Our new line. Let's see. Does that even work? Let's see. It collapses. Selection cell. For each table. Oh no, this is not the right thing anymore. If proceed equals false, then exit sub. Okay, that's good. I think we'll just do like project update all titles, and we'll get rid of this. And then we won't do this code here either. I mean, we could. We could have a track code. Track. Change all titles. Put our done here. All right, let's try that. Change all titles. Update all titles in this book. Yes. Ooh, I don't like how it's doing it in there. While that's doing that, I'll go to the bathroom. All right, did we finish properly? Look at each lesson. One of them should have broke, and I know exactly which one. I resized it, and it probably reset it back to the default size, so it's going to be 2 lines. That one's pretty big. Oh, I guess it didn't. That was the one. Good. Let's look at the shortcut value. Yep, that's the new one with the underscore after it. Okay, then what else do we got in the admin? Update all bookmarks. I don't think we want that one. Reset headers. We don't want to do that one for sure. Word types. Oh, we should do. We should update all verb boxes. We have that. Okay, we don't have that yet. So let's see. There's a way to do that. Update all titles. That one we just got to modify. Oh no, that's not how I want to do it. That is not how I want to do it. It's this right here. What is this? This is ID verb table. ID verb table. Are words the same? Let's go up. You might update both of those. This is a word. It is also a verb table. So 0 ID verb table. So let's see. How was I doing that before? Update all kanji, that's what it was. Update all kanji. Boxes to Excel. So yeah, this is the one. So I'll modify this to update all word boxes. And it's just gonna look for this. Oh, actually, I should have already saved it. I have that particular function also copy the name of the style. Nope. Oh no, I did another copy. I'll just do it here again. Alt S will put that in the copy. I do this so frequently. Boom. No, that's not the right one. No, that would be bad. That'd be this one. That would be like really bad. That'd be like endless loop. Okay. And then this would be, what would this do? Project do set default. Might as well try it. Let me hit save before we run it. And then we'll add it to the tools. Because every time you print the book, you want to make sure these numbers are correct. Now that I know it works. Oh, wait a minute. Let me hang on. Hang on. Oh yeah, collapse and select. Okay, that's good. That's good. And when it gets to the first one, we'll have it stop here. Wrong number of arguments. Oh yeah, it doesn't need this. Okay, so it's on the first one that it found. That is accurate. So we'll hit play. Perfect. All right, so we can let it go. Should go update all of these. It's also fixing all the furigana. Yeah, take my laptop. Maybe I won't take my laptop. I'll just watch TV on my phone, honestly. Or YouTube or something. This is perfect coming off of the fact that I just updated the tool to change the bookmark naming for word boxes and verb boxes to be a more uniform style that I want. This means I can make an easy listing of all the verbs in the back of the book in an index. If I want to. When do you get out of work today, Violet? I'm getting exhausted. Streaming for 4 hours now. That's half of a work day. I should call this the Man at Work podcast. The Man Working at Home podcast. What lesson is this? 12, 13. Okay, we're almost done. All right, so now let me test that other function that we have. If I want to go through all the verbs, I just hit set here and I can go up through the verbs. Yep, now it works really nice. Perfect. Does it work for, I don't know if it works for words. It should. Yep, there it is. Nice. All right, that's good progress. So updating all word boxes, I feel like I should add that. Let's see, update all. You can't update all bookmarks. That's not a thing. Update all word. So it's titles, sections. This is word types. I'll make a note to add that to the tools. Oh man. Okay. We are still here. So we're all saved. Boom. All right, guys. We've made decent progress. We had some fun streaming music and old videos, going through nostalgia lane like always. We've had fun with Ai-chan. We'll keep Kanako's notes open so I can come back to it. And then I'll say, actually, I'll finish this. これはてもいいですかは Oops. Wa lesson 6なので消します. Let me leave that on the screen so I don't forget. All right. Actually, I'll didn't reply. Actually, I'll do it now because I'm gonna forget. This is 1-1. I'm gonna forget something right now. 1-1. Oh, maybe I already deleted it. Here it is. It's 1-2 now. This doesn't even have a. That's what I gotta do. This doesn't. This is 1-3 now. Okay. Figure that out another time. I gotta work on that. Cool. We don't have that yet. I might have made that probably. That would explain the problem. Actually, let me go up to here. This is where I said we were going to continue. All right. All right, guys. See you later. See you either later today or another day, depending. Bye.
Wow.